Welcome to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the one, the only, Dion Green.
Baby, boys and girls, children of all ages, all I can say to you is not only do we have a surprise, but the first thing I'd say is, hey, you ever had your shit pushed in?
Thank you. Great way to have the guys all back. That man chuckling in the background is the last standing Simone Big Rig, Nick Utam.
Thank you. I know I've been away for a couple of weeks. I don't know what these guys have said. I did not go into gay porn. I did not try to become the president of Somalia. I didn't try to take over Japan. I did not do any of those things. So just so you know.
And I heard you either. Are you the third man on the High Council? Find out on Tuesday.
We don't know. I might be.
And up next is American Ramrod Kendo Slice.
Huh? Oh, pass. I'll get the next one.
And finally, our guest for the evening. He's a personal favorite of mine from YouTube. You know him, you love him. He goes by the name of RazörFist. RazörFist, how you doing tonight, dude?
Godspeed, folks. Thanks for having me on. Let's tell some dick jokes and be misogynists.
Boom. I would have called this the Toxic Masculinity Power Hour, but we already used that title.
Right? All right.
Part 2.
Duh. Come on, Kendo. We're 90s kids.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. My bad.
So, folks, we have a big show in store for you tonight. Yes, you've seen the title, Double Oak 7, literally shaking and stirred. We're going to have a lot of fun poking fun at the James Bond announcement. Plus, RazörFist and I, and as well as Dion, Nick, and Kendo, we're going to get a little deeper into James Bond because RazörFist is working his way through the Bond film, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And I've already seen that Dr. Coffinails is here in the chat giving us his bad Bond title, so this is the show for you. But before we get started, we have a couple housekeeping things to take care of. First, no new patrons, but Nick has organized and edited our turkey suit video, right, Nick? I believe I got an email about that.
Yeah, so, I added in another camera angle that where I was shooting the stuff as well. So you get to see what happened, you know, on both sides of the camera while we're getting Dion fitted for his turkey suit.
Yeah, so that's going to be a certain perk for patrons. We're introducing a video level, so just if you get to see it, you're at the right level, and we'll talk more about it because we have a bunch of content we filmed. So there you go. That's our Patreon talk. Tomorrow night, Kendo and Nick and myself, maybe Dion if he's available, we're going to have a drunk live commentary of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man from 2002. With everything that's been going on here on YouTube, it's been kind of hard to get Spider-Man month under control. So we're going to give you guys that as a bonus drink along. You can send shots. We'll do trivia. We'll have a lot of fun. So get yourself a copy of the film, or hell, don't. Play Marvel Ultimate Alliance and listen to us talk about Spider-Man. It's going to be a good time. So that is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You do not want to miss out. So let's start the show properly by talking about the biggest thing in pop culture right now, San Diego Comic-Con. It's the 50th anniversary. I'm excited. I have seen so many things I'm going to buy. Like the guys just heard me geek out about this statue. It's The Rock. And if you're my Facebook friend, I have changed my profile picture to everything about that statue. So guys, RazörFist, we're going to start with you. Do you follow Comic-Con news each year?
I usually do. You know, you can't avoid it now because now Comic-Con is just pop culture con. So you always get the inevitable trailers of whatever TV, honestly, usually movies now because Marvel, Netflix, you know, shit canned all the fucking shows. but I'll follow, you know, the trailers that come out or whatever. I used to follow the comic book announcements, but I don't think they have those anymore.
Not anymore.
Not so much. That's pretty much what New York Comic-Con is for now. So whatever. But the only Comic-Con I've been to is New York Comic-Con. So I've never actually been to San Diego, even though it's like a 6-hour drive away.
What year did you go to the New York Comic-Con?
2007.
So comics were still pretty decent.
Yeah, we actually got to sit. Well, I was working for it's a long story, but I was working for a comic book chain, the largest comic book chain in the country at that time. It's no longer exists, which is a sad indictment of the modern comic industry. But we actually, because it was the largest chain, the guy who owned it was on a first name basis with Joe Quesada and Dan DiDio. So we got to have dinner with Joe Quesada and found out some of the shit that was going to happen down the line, which is. It was funny when we heard that CB Cebulski was going to be the new guy. I was like, oh, that doesn't surprise me at all. Because like Joe Quesada was just he was beating the top 5 layers of skin off his cock, talking about CB Cebulski at that dinner. And that was 2007, my friend. I'm surprised he waited this fucking long. But yeah, it was interesting. It was a really interesting year. We got to have dinner with David Finch, some other artists and what have you. Had a brief conversation with Brian Michael Bendis and Ed Brubaker.
Ooh, big names.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. I got to learn how short Glenn Danzig is. As you do.
Everyone's short compared to me.
Right. But it was a fun time. It was cool.
I feel like that should be on our bucket list for a channel expense, guys. Comic-Con one year.
Fucking duh.
Oh, yeah, and you got to do it full blown, like road trip. No flight.
Oh my god.
Shit. Yeah, I want you guys breathing each other's feet and farts like, for days on end.
Oh yeah, because we've never done that
been there,
before.
done that. Yeah, fucking drove all the way to New Orleans before with this motherfucker, to Florida. It ain't. New York is nothing.
No, we got to do San Diego Comic-Con. Nick will drive to me. Then we'll get in a car. We'll drive, and you'll drive to me, and then we'll drive to Kendo, and then we'll drive to California.
Oh my god.
Right.
Griswold
Yeah,
style.
I might have to take that back.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and resign my position for a week.
Oh, that 1 week.
Yeah, that 1 week I'm no longer
I'll
on the
call
show.
Cecil. Great. Remember though, there's always Phil or Dan or Loudy I can fall back on.
Yep, yeah, because they're really reliable all
I'll
the
put
time.
butts in seats.
How often do you actually believe in that?
Never.
How often can
Okay,
you talk to them? Jesus.
Weekly. Well, no. Loudy's getting married. He's gone.
Yeah, but to say, I was like, yeah, all you got is Phil and Dan now, and those are interesting conversations, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Riveting stuff.
We talk about wrestling. Anyway, Dion,
Yes.
have you been following anything for Comic-Con?
I have not all that closely here within the last few days of it starting, but yeah, I've been following it. I get really excited during Comic-Con.
Oh, hold on. I lied, actually. I'm sorry to cut in there, Dion. I didn't mean to be rude, but I am a rude
You
ass.
mother.
I know. That's what I'm gonna throw down. Motherfucker. I did catch one interesting little nugget. Speaking of in keeping with the gender swapping theme of today's show, the new Lois Lane comic, where she's gonna engage a feminist vendetta against the world. She gets Superman powers in this fucking comic.
Wait, hold on. You mean she doesn't turn into a Lewis Lane?
Apparently, yeah, I don't know. She got her powers under the red menstrual sun.
Oh, okay, no, that makes sense.
But she fucking apparently she gets Superman powers and goes on a tear, murdering a bunch of people or something.
So every 28 days she gets a power for a week, and then tries to destroy the world like every month. So yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll sell.
There you go. But that's apparently it's Elseworlds, of course, because that gives them an out.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, if you shit like that, as long as you're not trying to pass that off in the main story arcs of DC, fuck it. Give someone their wet dream of Lois having the powers of a Kryptonian. Now obviously if you start doing that shit where it's like, oh, she's somehow stronger than Superman and she's immune to kryptonite and she can get more powerful with the blue sun, but the red sun has, like, if you do shit like that, then it's like, okay, now you guys are fucking starting to reach a little bit beyond your bridges.
Right. Or like the new Ninja Turtle chick who has all the fucking weapons and has laser beam eyes and
wait, what?
No, I don't know.
Oh my god.
I mean, you joke. I would not be surprised.
Yeah, that's why I was like, wait, are you serious?
I need to stop giving him ideas, actually.
Yeah, because they're clearly listening to us, all of us.
Yeah. Dion, is there? So you said you follow it sometimes. So you haven't followed it. It just started today. So folks, tonight is kind of like a two-parter, if you will. We'll cover what's been talked about that interests us as of now, and then next week we'll close it out, whatever topics plus our own original stuff. So Kendo, anything? We're going to talk about in a minute, but in general, feelings on Comic-Con.
I never pay attention to Comic-Con because I really don't care.
Oh.
Plus, I figure anything that I need to know, you'll tell me.
Thank you, Nick.
There is one thing is the Expanse, like they have their own little like booth and thing going on there, and I'm following that a little bit. but not like crazy. I'm not checking my phone I'm not refreshing my phone every like 5 seconds, but I'm following that and see what happens because I'm waiting for them to announce the new season that's going to come out this year, and I'm still waiting because it hasn't happened yet. There's no announcement, but they keep saying, "Oh, season 4, 2019." I'm like, when? Damn it, when? So I'm waiting for that announcement to kick out.
Well, I'm gonna spare the audience the Rock statue that I can't stop talking about. So we're gonna talk. You have no clue.
Oh, show it on screen right now. Show it on screen right now.
Fine, I'll show it on screen. I have a collecting problem, and this is just gonna keep my habit alive. Logan Michael, you understand what's up. I have never wanted to own something.
God, Logan Michaels always hit me up with stuff he finds and links and everything. God, I love him. He's awesome.
So here it is. This is the statue of The Rock. It has an alternate like top body part where you can have him as a younger Rock with no tattoo.
Oh,
and I'm just
pre-boob surgery.
Pre-boob surgery. Well, post-boob surgeries technically. But yeah, there you go, folks. You can hear me geek out on the podcast about a statue I have no space for, but can't wait to buy. So thank you, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, for signing your likeness over. Whatever it costs, I will buy it. I'll get it all for all of us here on the channel. RazörFist, I'll send you one too. Celebratory Rock statues for everybody.
Right
on. So let's start with what we're actually going to talk about tonight. First up, the It trailer. Now, if you've been listening to us for the last couple of years since it was released, you know that we absolutely loved the first, well, not technically the first, the 2017 adaptation of Stephen King's It. We've done commentaries. We've talked about it at great lengths. Kendo's a huge fan. Nick's a fan. Dion likes it too. We've all bought the pops, and I didn't buy the pops, but the figures and all this stuff. So and you have a poster of it, right, Kendo?
Yeah, he's got one because I sent it to him.
No.
Sorry. No, I do. Thank you. I had my mic muted. At least I had mine on. But yes, I got the theatrical poster that Nick gave me as a birthday present one year, and it's framed all nice, and it's hanging up.
Well.
And I got the NECA figures because those are a few action figures I could actually justify buying.
Well, I can't justify as I have fucking Spider-Woman on my desk, so we need to stop. I need to have a talk with myself. So, well, starting with you, Dion. Did you see the new trailer?
I saw that new trailer.
And what did you think?
I can't wait. I saw the new trailer and the new poster, so I can't fucking wait any. I mean, like I said, I love summer. I hope the shit goes on. But September, I'm counting down like a motherfucker. I goddamn, dude, I'm pumped. I
can't wait till October personally. But yes,
yep. Well, I mean, you're a little biased in terms of why October, but I get it.
Fine, fair enough. But September's going to be kick-ass because we're going to be together. We're going to go we're going to drink at every possible moment, and we're going to have a great weekend at Horror Hound. So if you want to meet us, Indianapolis.
Yeah, I bought my Hooper season 3 shirt. I'm going to wear it at Horror Hound. So,
Kendo, you're the big It guy.
Yes.
Thoughts on the trailer?
I'm 100% in. I saw it. I thought it would look great. I was excited. I've been excited for the second one ever since the first one ended in theaters. And yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. We're going to go see it together, which makes it even better. And yeah, we're in. It's all in. Let's do this.
I can make it even better for you.
How?
It's a channel expense.
Hey, all right. $10 saved.
Yeah, it's tax deductible. All right.
IMAX, here we come. Nick, you're the horror guy. Thoughts on the trailer?
Dude, ever since the first one came out and was so good, I'm down to the second one because they took their time. They didn't rush it. All the trailers they put out for part 2 have been great. The first one still creeps me out a little bit with the old lady. This one still looks good. This one obviously is the last one, and they're giving you more of what's going on and everything. It's fine, but either way, I mean, it's gonna be a great ride. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait.
Now, Razor, I don't believe you saw the trailer, but what are your thoughts on the 2017 It?
I heard it was great. I still haven't seen it. My girl is over the fucking moon about it. So she's the big horror person, to be perfectly honest. So I take it from her. It's a boss movie, I'm sure. I liked the original, cheap ass TV moviness that it is. And here's the thing: I got to be honest. I'm not like totally sold on watching it just because, you know, as long as Tim Curry's alive, I don't care if you have to wheel his half paralyzed ass in front of the fucking camera and like rig up an elaborate pulley system to manipulate his arms and legs. I still want Tim fucking Curry in your goddamn It movie. And that's just all there is to it. Barring that, I guess if you need a fucking murderous clown, you could, I don't know, dig up Carrot Top. But
is he dead? Is he dead? Did he die?
Alive. He's still alive.
No, he's just off his cycle.
Shit. All right. I was hoping he was dead.
I feel like it was the perfect crossover horror film. Is that the highest grossing R-rated horror film ever?
Yes.
Nick, it crossed that record.
Yeah, it did because you know, so much it's anticipation from it, and everybody remembering the '90s, you know, TV movie thing. They were just kind of like, you know, it happened, it was good, it was a good time, but you know, the new one, everyone's like, you know, was really hyped for, and yeah, it made some money. Made some good money.
Now, to talk about this trailer for a moment, I thought this trailer was excellent, especially the part with James McAvoy and the little kid behind the window and Pennywise coming out. It built great tension. I like the casting choice across the board, everybody. Bill Hader looks cool. Jessica Chastain's a great actress. I like everything that I'm seeing with this, so I'm pumped. That is probably the next movie I'll see in theaters, to be honest. I have no interest in Lion King. I have no interest in... I don't even know what else is coming out.
But it's harmless, realistic, bad CGI remakes of all your beloved cartoons from the 90s.
It's the live version of Lion King, man. Come on,
right?
Live in quotations.
Yeah.
I'm just so pumped. I mean, it's nice to be able to start the show being positive about something besides that rock statue that I cannot wait to buy. So let's talk about the next trailer that we have all seen. Now, Kendo, I want you to talk about this first. When you were a child, you loved documentaries, and the greatest documentary of all time to you is a little thing called Top Gun. Would you care to tell the listeners about this new trailer?
So this new trailer, it's a new trailer for Top Gun Maverick, or Top Gun 2 as it should be called, came out, and it looked really... I was telling Nick, I don't mark out for many things. I marked out for this. Yes, there is some logical issues with it because he should be super retired at this point because it's been 33 years since the last one. It's Tom Cruise, and he's old, and he's leading pilots still, which, again, there's logical issues here. But it's not going to stop me from going to see this movie opening night and throwing a party. And I'm cautiously optimistic, although I thought the trailer looked good. A little disappointed that we didn't see him flying an F-14, but again, that plane has been out of service for 20-something years.
They did flash it at the very end.
Yes, and that definitely made the pants tighten up a bit. I really like some of the things when they were flying through the canyon and they were showing the sonic barrier, air blowing up behind it because they were hitting speed of sound. That looked cool. I'm excited for it.
The question is, how are you going to fit Val Kilmer in a cockpit?
You pour him in. That's what you do. You pour him in like melted cheese.
Right. Yeah, I'm thinking they're you got to put him on a stationary bike. You put him on a stationary bike and you tell him not to get off.
Yeah. You went from Iceman to Ice Cream Man.
Listen. You
they got Porkins in a cockpit.
That's true.
That's right.
And you CGI him in the cockpit. You take Val Kilmer's head and you just put it on a Slender Man's body, and it's a CGI scene every time they show Iceman in the cockpit.
Right?
Or you just superimpose footage from the original Top Gun over it. So it's like it's a modern looking movie, and suddenly it cuts to a 1986 looking movie just to show Iceman.
Right. We'll just use stock footage for an entire character in the movie, like an old Bruce Lee flick.
Yes.
Oh God.
That would not hurt my view of the movie. I'd be like, yeah, I'm still liking it.
Dion,
yes.
You like Top Gun?
I love Top Gun, not as much as Kendo, but I've loved that fucking movie. The first thing that came into my head watching that trailer is what the actual fuck. Am I happy it's happening? Of course I'm happy, but it looks fucking terrible. It looks like it is simply a fucking jack off fest to that movie, which again, I'm okay. Sometimes you need it to bust a good load. I appreciate that. Thank you for making it happen. But fucking what? Fuck Tom Cruise's old ass. Right. Yeah, he's got the same goddamn helmet. He even gets on the same motorcycle, and literally they copy the same shot of him driving with another fighter taking off. I'm like, come on, motherfuckers. Really? They even, instead of volleyball, it's gonna be a football game this time. And some blonde-haired, oiled up white boy is flexing and screaming. I'm like, come on, guys. Really?
It's a frat thing. It's a frat thing.
And like I said, it's like, I'm not hating on it. I'm gonna go see it and I'm gonna love it. I know I am. But like, objectively speaking, I'm just like, this is literally a circle jerk movie, and it's just, the question I'm asking is fucking why. But hey, I ain't gonna complain. I'm gonna watch that motherfucker.
Yeah, objectively speaking, I'm right there with you, but I will be jerking in that circle watching that movie.
God, no. Don't talk about that on the show.
I'm sure when Tom Cruise's agent called up and was like, "Hey, Top Gun sequel," I'm sure he felt 5 feet tall.
Wait, I thought he was 5 feet tall.
They had to get extra phone books for him for this one. They're like, he's shrank an extra 2 inches. Oh shit, he's only 3'8".
Who's ready to be taken to the danger zone by an actor who's too short to ride Batman the Escape at Six Flags Magic Mountain? Holy fucking shit.
Oh god.
Looking a little melty. It kind of, honestly, the trailer kind of made me a little sad.
Really?
Well, there was kind of a morose kind of sadness to it. I don't know. Maybe it's also because, like, the guy who's missing here actually isn't any of the actors, except for maybe Goose. But, like, I don't know. Tony Scott is the director of the original, and he, of course, killed himself.
Yeah, he fell off a bridge.
Yeah, I'm not so sure I care to watch a non-Tony Scott Top Gun. I don't know. He was a damn good underrated director.
He was. Beverly Hills Cop 2, Dion. We love that movie.
Damn right. Oh yeah.
As soon as Tony Scott dove off the bridge, my hopes for this franchise dove with him.
Yeah, because you were thinking about this franchise right up to that point. You were like, oh man, I can't wait for 2 to come out. Holy shit. And then
you don't know his life.
That red hat floated down the river, and you were like, well, shit, it's over now. God damn.
Especially in 2019, like, how are you gonna muster the unbridled, commie-crushing, like, America, fuck yeah, furor of the original in an era where Hollywood is saving the planet from plastic straws?
Just make it North Koreans, man. It's fine.
Yeah.
You
Make it
know?
North Koreans.
You know what it'll probably be? Marussia. It'll be Vladimir Putin instead. I quote me on it.
Mongolia,
I'm sure it probably will be, but that's the other thing they could do. Probably go with like North Korea, because that's still, that comes up every now and again. So
yeah, when I saw, I actually, look, I know people love the Tomcat. I love the Tomcats, but I love F-18s even more. I was harder than a whale's tooth when I saw he was piloting a fucking F-18.
Sweet. So. Yeah, man, those fucking, oh god, that F-35 goober killer. Oh, dude, I changed my underwear.
Vehicle choice.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have no clue about anything military wise. In this trailer, I watched it and I went, okay, I don't like the first Top Gun. I have no interest in this one.
It sounds like your knowledge of jets does not extend beyond Wonder Woman's Invisible One.
That's about and the X-Men's Blackbird
and her movie's Invisible Plot.
Anyway, so yeah, let's move on to the final trailer that we wanted to talk about. Probably the most embarrassing trailer before we get into the main topic. Jay and Silent Bob Reboot.
Oh,
I'm gonna go first on this one. I grew up thinking Kevin Smith was smart and funny and great, and then I grew up and I realized how shitty his movies were, but I still loved them. You know, Clerks actually has something to say. Mallrats, Chasing Amy, not so much. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, kind of hard to watch at times, but I still enjoy the film. You'd think I would be an easy sell on Jay and Silent Bob's Reboot. You'd think, oh my God, they got Brandon St. Randy back. They got Craig Robinson. They got Thor. They got Damon and Ben Affleck. All of them. You'd think I'd be excited. And then I saw this trailer, and this trailer is an embarrassment. I'm not here to rip on Kevin Smith because we call him a shill. I wanted this movie to be great. I actually needed this movie to be great because it was something that I connected with friends over, like Dustin back in college.
Yep.
But this trailer was garbage. I was embarrassed to spend 3 minutes watching it. Like, I'm glad I watched it alone in this office and no one could see me. It was terrible. The humor doesn't look good. The jokes are too on the nose. And Kevin Smith got the fucking most star-studded cast he's ever assembled next to Dogma with George Carlin and Alan Rickman. Like, those are real stars, heavy hitters. But just the the quantity alone on this one is very impressive. And I hated it. I wanted to love it, but I hated it. Kendo, you're probably the next biggest Kevin Smith fan on this panel. What was your thought on the trailer?
Disappointment as well. It's like I've told you guys several times when it comes to the View Askew universe, I'm an easy sell, minus Chasing Amy, and to an extent Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, because I thought that was him just jerking himself off, saying, "Look how many people I know." And this looked like he was jerking himself off with both hands with a butt plug, because it's like, look how many more people I know, and trying to cram as many people in there. I am not excited for this movie whatsoever. I just want to preface this, Kevin Smith, we're not trying to give you another heart attack again like we've been accused of. But this movie doesn't look good. It looks stupid. It looks like you're trying to rely on a lot of stuff that you've used in your old movies, which you've done before, but it's worked. This one doesn't. I mean, from the very beginning of the trailer, when they have Jay pull out the whole, goodbye horses routine, I'm like, oh, here we fucking go. And yeah, that's where we went. And it was like, what the fuck? Come on, dude. You have to be more creative than this. Oh, wait, you're not.
Have you watched his last 3 movies?
No, because I heard they were terrible.
Yeah.
Who would trust a guy to keep the basic plot of his films going when this is the same guy who started a podcast about Batman, and fucking 3 years later it's about fucking movie news.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he doesn't even host it half the time. Like, come on, people.
Yeah, I mean, that's Kevin Smith. Even all his fucking videos about like new movies coming out. It's like, oh, this new Star Wars is great. I shed a tear and it was awesome, and you guys will love it too. It's like every time you've done that, you've been fucking wrong. Like, I don't trust your judgment or anything you say anymore. Even though like you're supposed to be in Hollywood's eyes like the king of the nerds or whatever. But like nobody listens to you. Nobody cares about what you say anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's a pretty good way to describe it. Razor, what did you think? What do you think of Kevin Smith if you haven't seen this trailer?
I don't mind Kevin Smith. Look, he wrote one of my favorite Daredevil runs. I'm a big Daredevil fan. His Daredevil shit's pretty good. But after that, it seems like after around the year 2008 or so, maybe somewhere in the mid 2000s, it just seems like he lost his Austin Powers mojo. Something fucking happened. I don't know what the fuck it was. Maybe it was a heart attack. Maybe it was. He did have a heart attack, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, look at him before he got all skinny now.
My efforts were successful. But no, I was. I was. You guys said you're not trying to give him another heart attack. I was actually camped outside his hospital room with Dunkin' Donuts. But,
what were you using your mind powers while eating Dunkin' Donuts? What were you doing?
No, I was giving them to him.
Oh, okay.
But no, I like Kevin Smith generally. It seems in the last few years he's nothing. I completely agree. He's a fucking shill. He's a goddamn massive shill, especially for DC in particular. Like this guy fucking he praises the goddamn DC TV shows for fuck's sake. Like the ones like 15 fucking that have 15 remaining viewers. You know what I mean? And have a crossover every other week. I just don't get it. The guy. He's written some pretty good shit. I think Green Arrow quivers pretty good. Mostly his comic book shit is what I like. Mm-hmm. I can't believe people pay him to stand on a stage and just tell stories that he's already told on his podcast, though. That I don't fucking get.
Did you read Batman: The Widening Gyre?
No.
Batman pissed his pants.
Wait, hold on. What Batman did what?
Yes, so there is a story called Batman the Widening Gyre. It was drawn by what's his name? Walt Flanagan, the guy that's in all of his movies, the Tell 'em Steve Dave guy. He's an artist. And I don't remember what year it was, but they wrote this comic together, and the basic premise is like Batman's telling a story about when he was younger, his first night out, and he pissed his pants. He called it a bladder spasm.
So that's why he's at home washing his tights.
I mentioned his Daredevil stuff. He started a fucking Daredevil comic and then never finished it.
Yeah, he never finished The Widening Gyre either.
Daredevil
Oh my God.
Bullseye. Yeah, Daredevil Bullseye the Target. He did like one issue and it had this big cliffhanger, and fucking Marvel avoided using Bullseye for like 5 years because he fucking did this cliffhanger. And finally, one day Joe Quesada was like, oh, that's right. Kevin Smith's a fucking slacker. I'm just going to use Bullseye anyway. Pretty fucking crazy. But that's Kevin Smith, man.
Didn't he give Karen Page AIDS?
He sure did.
Yep.
He sure did.
Yep.
Wait, literally?
Yeah, literally.
No, he gave
Well, it was fake. It was
Oh.
it was fake news. Apparently, yeah, it was Mysterio was fucking with everybody. Sorry, spoiler alert on a goddamn 20-year-old comic. But fucking Mysterio was fucking with everyone, so he gave her a fake AIDS test. Not that you'd be surprised. Wasn't she in porn and doing heroin for fucking years?
I don't know if she was porn. I think she was a straight up whore. I think that's what it was. Like literally, I think he turned which that's. I mean, you like his Daredevil. I don't, but his whole thing is, hey, the things you love, I'm gonna just make everything bad, as he does in his fucking movies. And that thing that you couldn't put your finger on that happened to him was called Cop Out. I love that fucking movie.
Oh God!
But he did a movie with fucking Bruce Willis, and he thought he was awesome. And for a bit, he was. But then he became Kevin Smith, and then he got money from AMC. And Kevin Smith's whole thing is, I'm a nerd, so what I'm doing is what the good version of what nerds would do, and that's what we're seeing with Jay and Silent Bob. It's fucking Kevin Smith. Hey guys, I lost all this weight, and I'm the it guy now. So then I'm gonna make this thing that you love, or another episode of this thing that you love, and it's gonna be funny because there are so many people in it. And it's just like, listen, man, like the whole wide-eyed Silent Bob face you do, that was funny fucking 20 years ago, and it's just, hey, we get it. Craig T. Robinson, Darnell Rollins, Shannon Elizabeth. I get it, but like we say all the time, the shit underneath it has to actually be funny. And he's
in the movie too.
Hmm?
He put his damn kid in the movie.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm so fucking sick. She cannot act.
No,
Oh my God!
Just because she has a switchblade, that's not comedy, Kevin.
Right.
That's not funny. Like just seeing someone, oh, hey, this blonde girl, she's got a knife now. It's like that can't be the whole fucking joke, dude. And he's been doing this, for 10 years now. And it's just like, okay, well, I get it, man. They think that you're going to bring all the fucking nerdy kids in, and it's not going to, it's just make a funny movie. Just make an actual movie. Stop doing this, shits that you can sell. And that's all he's doing, is just trying to sell something.
Yeah. Apparently, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back came out in 2001.
Mm-hmm. August.
Holy shit!
Yep, I remember wanting to see that in theaters, and then I got the DVD. I had to wait, but I've seen that movie probably 100 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw it in theaters. I was disappointed.
I used to call it my favorite movie for about a month, and then something else came out. Spider-Man. Fuck it, I don't know.
Where was his marriage to the fucking women's studies professor in the middle of all that? Because I gotta believe that was a fucking culprit. I mean, that's gotta be. He's been subletting his fucking nuts for the last 10 years from his wife.
Well, she was in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Right, you're right.
So,
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was one of the girls in the cat suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the least
Not the attractive one.
Yeah, I know.
or the funny one.
Yeah. Or the other good looking one.
Yeah. She's not Eliza Dushku. He did not pull that one off.
No.
Yeah. Wasn't her, wasn't Shannon Elizabeth, and what was it, Ali Larder?
Yep.
Yeah, so it wasn't the three good looking ones. She was the other one.
I think she was the one with pigtails. I think that's the one she was.
She was the bronze medal.
Well, no, she'd technically be fourth place.
Ah,
Ooh,
she was the green ribbon.
you're getting down to like aluminum.
Oh God.
Yeah, and then he put her in Clerks too, and a very forgettable performance.
Yeah, but the worst part is her shirt says Mrs. Hicks.
Yeah,
Oh God.
I don't want that wife.
folks, if you want Jeff Hicks to have that wife, the phone lines are open.
You ever thought about what that baseball cap must smell like? Like it's got to just be BO and Rogaine, like just straight up.
I was always wondering, like, how many hockey jerseys does he own?
I know.
A fuck ton, dude. A fuck ton.
Well, now if he wears them, he's gonna look like somebody's girlfriend because they're gonna be just gigantic. He probably does walk around with no pants on.
He can't leave the house then because he'll look. It'll look like the morning after. He's like taking the walk of shame or something.
Yeah.
Look like fucking Debo's girlfriend or something in those big old jerseys.
Yeah. Luckily, I've never seen him in a Blues jersey, so I cannot cry tonight. Which I'm sure somebody will go ahead and send that to me as soon as I say that, and then I will cry tonight.
What are you,
There you
Ender
go.
WCBS on Twitter?
Yes. At Kendo WCBS on Twitter. Go ahead and send me pictures of Kevin Smith in a Blues jersey to make me go, God damn it.
It's still your 1 month anniversary. You're excited.
Yeah, we're at like the 6-week mark at this point. It's great.
Are you still drunk?
Not tonight.
Damn it. Okay. So one last piece of news I wanted to bring up. Dion, I have fantastic news for you.
Hit me.
They are remastering and releasing on Blu-ray Batman Beyond.
Oh, I did not see that. Hell to the yeah.
So you own the box set.
I do.
I watched that show every day.
Yes.
I loved that show.
Yes.
That is the only iteration of like Batman that doesn't have to be Bruce Wayne that I will buy into. You could make that movie and I will be there tomorrow.
Yes. It was done fantastic.
Yeah, but if they make it now, it'll be a girl.
Probably, but
Yeah.
I mean, listen, that one is so good. I mean, outside of, again, the animated series and Superman and Justice League, that's one of those things. I don't think they could pull that off. I mean, I'm not saying they wouldn't try, but fucking Batman Beyond was so fucking good. I think that's just one of those bulletproof properties that, they would posture and they'd say that they would do that. I'm sure there'd be a lot of rumors released about it, but if they did, I don't think they would, man. It's just, God, Batman Beyond was just so damn good. I mean, damn near, a close second to, the Justice League and the animated series, man.
Razor, what are your thoughts on Batman Beyond?
I thought the animation was total shit, and I didn't like it. I really didn't like Batman Beyond when I was growing up. I thought it was embarrassment after Batman the Animated Series, which is a fucking classic. I mean, so it had some cool shit, most of which was from Dark Knight Returns, which is kind of cool. The shit with old Bruce Wayne and all that. I thought that was kind of cool, and it had a pretty good movie. I mean,
Return of the Joker.
Yeah, cool villain every now and then too. Like, I'm not saying it's total garbage, but it was the animation mainly. It was like low rent. That was in that era where we were getting into like computer drawn animation and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it has this kind of like sterile, angular, sort of fucked up look that you watch Batman the Animated Series, then watch Batman Beyond, like back to back. You can see like the animation's not in the same fucking league, right? Because Warner Brothers had a whole in-house fucking thing going on there with Batman the Animated Series, and they spent way too fucking much on that show. That's why it only lasted, 4 seasons?
Well, remember they relaunched it with the new animation style to match Superman, and to me, I still watch the show and the quality of the scripts are there, but I hate the redesign, especially the Joker with the beady little eyeballs. Ooh.
You don't dig Mullet Wing? No?
No, not at all. I wasn't a fan. Didn't buy the toy.
With the fucking rat tail?
It was and somehow his hair was completely different when he wasn't Nightwing.
Just yeah, right.
It was like a mullet, and then it was just super short. When and even as a kid, you're like, that shit. Though, is this the same dude?
He's like Joe Dirt as a crime fighter. Like,
yep.
Hey, Kendo, check your Twitter.
God damn it.
Give a shout out to the listener that found the picture of Kevin Smith as a Blues fan.
Deucey the Snowman. He's got a picture of Kevin Smith wearing a Blues jersey. It's the third jersey, the really, really sweet dark navy blue one with the alternate logo. And go fuck yourself, sir.
So, speaking of fucking, are we ready to start talking about tonight's main topic?
oh Christ.
Absolutely, sir.
Yeah.
Double O, fuck off.
For banging.
Oh, that's true. That's very true.
Here we go.
Thanks for the delay.
Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do this.
Let me read a couple super chats and we'll start. All right. So first off, Logan Michael Anti-Funko Pop says, thoughts on the NECA San Diego Comic-Con reveals. I thought the production sample of the H2 Myers was slightly disappointing, but the new head sculpt for the H3 3-pack and Annabelle made up for it. It 2017 figures are gay. I am going to buy that Michael Myers from Halloween 2 strictly so I can have a Ben Tramer action figure because that has been my dream. Ben Tramer all day, every day. No, I like it. I was okay with the NECA stuff. I'm not going to buy too much. My what?
A Ben Trimmer. It took me a second to know what you're saying. It's like Ben Trimmer action figures. Like,
Okay,
yeah,
you got the
all right,
reference.
all right.
I would drop good money on a Ben Tramer playset that is a cop car, a van, a Ben Tramer, and an explosion. Like, remember how he caught fire?
Dude, I would.
love
That'd be awesome. I would totally drop some money on that.
It's like a little slot car set that only goes in reverse. Kills Ben Tramer every time.
Yeah. The cop car spring loaded and holds him in place.
The Grand Inquisitor says, Mauler Tuesday and RazörFist tonight? Is it Christmas? Parts of me are engorged and tingling, but I am ready for the fist. Hail WCBS and hail RazörFist.
Godspeed. Thank you.
Christmas in July.
Yeah. We get all the best guests here on World Class Bullshitter, so, stay subscribed.
We aim to please ourselves.
Yeah, all the time. Dr. Coffinail says, sorry that Jeremy pissed on you and Ethan. May I suggest as myself as a replacement? I have 7 subscribers, over 25 views, and I don't piss out like Jeremy.
Oh, God.
Tell us how you really feel.
Shots fucking fired.
Yeah.
A lot of people have suggestions for the High Council. Is it going to be Anna? Is it going to be Cecil? Is it going to be Gary? Is it going to be Doomcock? Is it going to be Jesse Milestone? Is it going
to be me? Who knows?
It's going to be Nick.
Hey, could be me.
It could.
It could be Kendo.
Yes,
Right,
Kevin
bro,
Kelly. Even
down.
you could be Chris Benoit.
What you mean not exist anymore in lore?
Oh. Did you see that documentary they're going to make about him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely a very oof type of topic because there's the brilliant wrestling career and then there's what happened.
Well,
as long as he didn't pick up a microphone.
Yes, that's true. You don't want him cutting a promo. Just
put the entire crowd in a fucking crippler crossface.
Yeah. Just go out there and wrestle. Just don't talk. Just go rest. There you go. Don't talk.
Mr. V says, can't wait to see TG2 and play AC7 after. Sup, Razor?
What's up?
Our friend Brandon King. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying thanks for joining us. I'm glad there's a bunch of people watching.
Brandon King says, Return of the Jedi is my favorite Star Wars film.
Same here.
I like it. I like it.
There's a lot of Return of the Jedi love because that's Dion's favorite.
It is.
Yep. And now we've learned that it's Razor's favorite. So that the majority of the panel tonight, their favorite is Return of the Jedi. So Brandon, you win.
The majesty of a given Star Wars film is directly proportionate to the number of A-wings and B-wings in said film. Actually, this is a rule.
I do enjoy the A-wing.
This is why I don't get the new movies. They got all these new planes. Like, hey, we got if only we had a dedicated bomber, so we didn't have to use these slow as shit fucking things that drop gravity-defying bombs in mid-space.
Oh, fuck, dude! I remember so many people like sent us so much bullshit about that. It's like, well, this is the physics of it, and this is what it says in the wiki, and this is what they meant. I was like, fuck.
Well, the best part was like when they send the physics, and it's like, even the physics you send, it shouldn't have happened the way it happened in the movie. Very specific shit has to happen, and it happened in the fucking movie. But
yeah,
we've gone into how stupid that whole fucking
Return
of the Jedi is a better movie. Fuck The Last Jedi. Fuck that shit.
Duh. There's an award for the most obvious thing ever spoken on this podcast, Dion.
Congratulations, sir. Your certificate's in the mail.
Thank you. You guys are so good to me.
Yeah.
Let's see. Russell Nash says $5 for Razor to quote Bond as Hank Hill.
Oh.
Well, give me a good. What's a quintessential Bond one-liner? Fuck.
He never did have any head for heights. Okay, what?
Oh my God! Please do shaken but not stirred. Do that one. I want to hear that one.
Shaken but not stirred.
God damn.
I was watching that at dinner tonight.
Oh shit! Your Hank Hill is awesome, sir. It's great.
Normally Christmas only comes once a year.
That's a good one.
Normally, Christmas only comes once a year.
Oh, God.
That's
Folks, just
underrated
keep them
movie,
coming.
by
Give us
the
your
way.
favorite Bond ones, and we'll have Hank Hill do it. Just keep them coming.
Underrated ass movie, by the way.
World is not enough.
Yeah, very underrated.
Let's start talking 007. So, that felt like an organic transition. Let's talk about World's Not Enough for a minute. So,
Yeah.
you're new to the James Bond journey for watching every film we discussed off air. So far, from what you've seen, what is your favorite flick, and or a couple that you liked and a couple that you hated?
Okay, I think so. I started out like Pierce Brosnan was my Bond, and he still is. Like I grew up with Pierce Brosnan. I think he was great. He didn't always have the best luck with regard to movies. Some of the movies weren't so good, but that wasn't really his fault. But he was a great Bond. But I think after watching through most of them, Roger Moore thus far is probably my Bond. I really dug Live and Let Die. He had a fucking Dirty Harry Magnum. And he fought Papa Shango and kicked him into a coffin full of fucking snakes. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was great. I also, the one that I don't get a lot of people fucking hate. And again, it was great because I'm going through all these movies without any baggage, right? I'm not reading anything about the movies before I watch them, nothing. I'm like, wait a minute, fucking Chris Walken's in this movie and they have a midair blimp fight with a goddamn grenade? What the fuck is going? People hate this movie? Is A View to a Kill. I fucking love that movie. It was great. They almost California almost sunk into the sea. That automatically is a selling point for me. But I dug it. I thought it was really cool. Not like the best, but it was one of the better ones that I saw. Like the shittiest ones, I don't know. I thought Diamonds Are Forever was kind of dull.
Thank you.
And I thought For Your Eyes Only was a little dull. Octopussy was sort of boring, but otherwise inoffensive to me anyway. I loved GoldenEye, of course. It was actually the first time I had seen GoldenEye, which was really fucking badass. Growing up with the game and whatever, of course, I knew the plot, but the movie was really good. Soundtrack a little fucking weird.
That's the big criticism, because I think it's Eric Serra, the guy that had just done Leon the Professional. So they were kind of like buying into his brand, but it just didn't match.
Oh, yeah, and fucking Moonraker. I mean, Jesus Christ, a midair fucking outer space laser fight. It was fantastic. Roger Moore was great, and he was closer to the pulps than you would think. I had actually read the books, believe it or not, before I had watched a lot of the movies, because I'm into pulps and shit. So it was interesting. There were certain elements of Roger Moore that were a little closer to the character in the books than Sean Connery, who I also loved. I thought Thunderball was kick-ass. Fucking the people who say Roger Moore is ridiculous. You need to watch You Only Live Twice. Because fucking Sean Connery gets weeaboo surgery so that he can locate a spaceship that eats other spaceships that's hidden in an underground volcano lair, goddammit, and he attacks said underground volcano lair with an army of goddamn ninjas. It is fantastic in every conceivable way. I love it. That was one of my favorites.
Oh God!
I always find it interesting when someone's new to something that I've spent, I'd say, 2/3 of my life watching pretty regularly. Dion and I we've done, how many Bond marathons have we done, dude? All of them multiple times.
Oh my God!
The best day of our friendship is when we watched Die Another Day and Beverly Hills Cop 3 back to back. No, in all seriousness, no, I have Bond almost every format. I've seen every movie. With the exception of Octopussy, I've seen every movie a minimum of 10 times. I just would, do my annual watch through. I love James Bond. I've read the books. Now, you're probably a little more well-versed in the books, even though I own them all, because I read them when I was young in high school. And then you talked about the Moonraker novelization in your, not novelization, but the Moonraker book in your video. I think the last time I read Moonraker was in 2009, because I was on my way to WrestleMania 25. So I read the book. I enjoyed it way more than the film. The only part I can remember is when he goes to that like club when he's playing cards or whatever with the guy. So my memory of the Bond books are all over the place. Like, for example, I hate The Man with the Golden Gun, but I think the book was solid. Live and Let Die is a great movie and a great book. So there's there's differences to all the Bonds. But for me, like my Bond is Pierce Brosnan, but I acknowledge that Sean Connery is the iconic film version of James Bond. So I like them both about evenly. But I'm not a Roger Moore guy. The reason I dislike the thing is I like Roger Moore as the actor and the person, but I don't like The Man with the Golden Gun. Spy Who Loved Me is okay. Hate Moonraker. For Your Eyes Only is fine. Hate Octopussy. I really love A View to a Kill. Like, we were doing all the commentaries on Patreon, and Kendo was like, I think you like this movie a little too much because of the song. I'm guilty of that, but I enjoy the film. It's I call it the MTV James Bond movie because for so many years, Bond was out of touch with what was popular. And when they do that last one with Roger Moore, they finally got just what was cool about 85 in that movie.
Oh no, and they were on a tear there with good theme songs. They got that one, and then they did Aha after that one, and then there was a pretty good one for License to Kill, actually.
I like it.
License to Kill was Duran Duran, right?
No, View to a Kill.
View to a Kill.
License to Kill was at Gladys Knight.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was a nice little run they put together, and I think GoldenEye had the best title sequence of all of them, just fucking crushing.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, that was godlike. That was fantastic. And I also, we mentioned it earlier, fucking The World Is Not Enough has a really good theme song. I'm not a big Garbage fan, but that was a pretty good one. But I dig Roger Moore because he's like a Paul Revere of 80s action movies. He just always had an Arnold Schwarzenegger one-liner ready. And I mean, I missed him.
He looked like your dad if he was a fucking action hero.
Right? You got to Timothy Dalton, who I dig. I thought Timothy Dalton was cool, but you got to him and you missed the one-liners. You noticed that they weren't there anymore. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is where he would have said, like, he would have punched him off a clock and said, oh, time to die, or some shit like that. You know what I mean? There would have been a one-liner dropped right there, and it didn't pop up, which was a shame.
Yeah, they were trying to do the dark, gritty. And then, so you watched The Living Daylights, correct?
Yeah, he did get one decent one-liner where the guy was grabbing onto his foot, and then he like untied his boot, and the guy went flying out of the plane, and the girl asks him what happened to him, and he says, I gave him the boot. It was close. Like, it was almost Roger Moore-ish, but that's really as close as he ever came. But yeah.
So like behind the scenes, they wanted to like touch on the AIDS crisis, so that's why they had Bond really only stay with her, and they talk about it in the film and the behind the scenes stuff. That's the weird. Like, I love that movie. That is probably a top 5 for me. But there were some odd creative choices behind the scenes.
So they tried incorporating, I guess, Bond and modern politics at the time into that one.
Yeah, it didn't really work.
And there you go.
I mean, Live and Let Die was probably the first big one, except maybe You Only Live Twice, which was trying to hit on the kung fu craze.
I love Live and Let Die so fucking much. It's so much fun.
Yeah, Live and Let Die was like they incorporated the blaxploitation and a little bit of the kung fu movie shit that was going on. Roger Moore in a gi karate chopping ninjas is always a fun time. It was pretty cool. I thought it was all right. That's probably one of my favorites.
I mean, I am biased to GoldenEye. That is my ultimate favorite Bond flick. But what did you think of Honor Majesty's Secret Service with George Lazenby?
I thought it was great. I thought he was fine. He was totally fine. Apparently, he was a fucking underwear model.
Yeah,
knows. They just plucked this guy out of nowhere, like he was the original Johansson.
Let me give you do you have Hulu?
No, I don't have a subscription to it. No.
Oh, say, well, if you ever get a chance to somehow watch the documentary Becoming Bond, it was a Hulu original. It's the story of how George Lazenby became James Bond. It is a 10 out of 10 documentary.
RazörFist, we will get the documentary to you. Don't worry. Yeah, you'll get a link to watch it. Don't worry.
I dug him. I thought he was good. Sean Connery coming back was more than welcome, even though you could see him like checking his watch during his fucking performance. But I like George Lazenby. He could have stuck around and I wouldn't have minded it.
Me too. I mean, we always jokingly talk about alternate dimensions. In my alternate James Bond timeline, we go up to Lazenby. He sticks around through the 70s. Dalton comes in for his 2 movies, and then we get Brosnan the way we do. Because basically, I want to end up with GoldenEye being exactly what it is, and then we would fix tomorrow, or the Die Another Day, excuse me, because I like the Brosnan trilogy. It's when you get to that fourth one that the movie shits the bed about halfway through, and it's dumb. Like,
I do think Brosnan retired too early.
He got fired. That was not his choice.
Yeah, he didn't look old. He didn't seem old. He seemed convincing, and the action seemed still. It was just silly. It wasn't there some kind of ownership shit going on with Bond too?
No, that was before he took over the role between 89 and 95.
Oh, okay.
But Barbara Broccoli just shit canned him. Her and Michael. There's two people that really own the James Bond franchise, the producers. Barbara Broccoli, whose dad produced him all the way back from the beginning, and then his stepson, his name is Michael G. Wilson. He's actually got cameos in most of the movies he produces. And they just got rid of Pierce Brosnan, and they took James Bond in this new Daniel Craig direction. And I have lost a lot of excitement for Bond. I mean, I still go see the movies, and I own them because, you know, the collection and such. But I can't tell you, like, when I was younger, I counted down to see The World Is Not Enough.
Yeah.
When I saw Casino Royale, I liked it. I hated Quantum of Solace. Dion likes it. I really liked Skyfall. Inspector was pretty good. But I don't have that, like, big over-the-top Bond feeling. Like, Mission Impossible is the best James Bond franchise right now.
Right now, yeah, totally. You're actually kind of excited to see them. And Tom Cruise, even though he looks a little melty, it's still fun to watch. Now it's James Broad.
Well, God, I love the Mission Impossible movies. This last one was so much fun. It was great.
Okay, so Razor, tell us what your thoughts were, as if the audience had not heard or seen your video about the female 007. Just a quick refresher on your opinion, your take, because we haven't actually covered it as a podcast. I made a video on Monday. It's doing very well. Check it out. But what did you think? Tell the audience.
I mean, it's obvious that it's meant, like, people are kind of coming back with, well, you shouldn't be getting upset about it because it's only going to be like a one-off scene. You know, she's only going to be that for a second. Maybe she'll probably die and then Bond will take the mantle back. You know, James Bond still gets to be James Bond. You shouldn't be mad. And of course, they invariably wedge the word snowflake in there, which is, it's lame. It's obviously meant to prime the pump a little bit. For, oh, okay, well, if we could accept that she was 007, which, you know, the books make abundantly clear is not okay. Apparently, the most recent novel does suggest that somebody else had the 007 appellation before James Bond did, but that's not even written by Ian Fleming, and it just so happens to be the novel written immediately before this piece of shit movie is about to come out. Gorsh, I'm sure that's a fucking coincidence. So I just feel like it's absolutely meant to condition us to accept either a female Bond or, you know, maybe Idris Elba as Bond, which I would actually find a lot less offensive than this personally. It's just cringy, especially when it comes on the heels of, Barbara Broccoli came out not long ago. It was like December or some shit, where she came out and said, oh, James Bond will always be James Bond, the guy in the fucking novels, even though we haven't gone by the novels in fucking years. Basically, why generate when you can appropriate? That's what's going on. It's the same shit that was going on with Ghostbusters, the same shit that's going on with The Feminator, the new movie that's about to come out. I mean, how long are we going to board this carousel of stupidity exactly? It always checks the same boxes. You know, franchise exists, franchise becomes successful, sentient fucking Tangerine becomes the president of the United States. Same franchise becomes woke in order to juice said Tangerine. Fan base justifiably revolts. Franchise plummets to the ninth circle of Ghostbusters reboot inferno. Crybaby bitches say the fan base is to blame, with, you know, a generous peppering of the word snowflake, and the cycle begins anew. It's like the circle of spite, Simba, over and over and over again. And how the fan base remotely resembles a fucking snowflake when the studio and its 12 remaining viewers were the ones ovulating at Mach speed at the thought of, you know, neutering the nut-raking shit out of a problematic film franchise. That's an immortal query for the ages, but I don't even bother asking these questions of people whose brains have been giving them the silent treatment for the last 4 fucking years. I just don't get it. It seems like it happens every single time with every single franchise. It happened with Star Wars, with Admiral Gender Studies, and fucking... It's happening with Terminator. It happened before that with Ghostbusters, and I'm sure it'll happen with fucking Ninja Turtles by the end. I'm sure we will get to a point where all the Power Rangers are chicks.
Do you think they'll ever do a gender swap reboot of our show, guys?
They'll try. They'll try.
They're
I'm
gonna
sure
put
Leslie
highest-
Jones
Yeah,
will
that'll
find her
crash and
fucking.
burn. That's what'll happen.
I'm sure Leslie Jones will find her weird hair having ass on there too.
She'll play
Yeah.
Dion.
Yeah,
You know
and
she
then
will. God damn
and
it.
yeah, and what'll happen is that show'll get canceled, and then she'll be like, "It's all white dudes. It's their problem. They
Right.
hate us." I'm like, "God damn it, calm down."
Hey,
Right.
don't get excited, motherfucker. Mindy Kaling's gonna play you.
Well, it's
I'm
funny,
okay
we're
with that. I
literally-
have no problem with that.
Yeah,
Bro, I love
we're
me
gonna
some
have
Mindy
World
Kaling,
War.
but-
We're gonna have World War II movies where all the Nazis are gonna have to be black
Dudes.
pangendered chicks.
Oh my god! Oh, don't get me into that shit because people were complaining about Stranger Things season 3 with like the smoking. I'm like, it was the fucking 80s.
Right.
Get over your shit.
Right. No,
Yeah,
we're
they're
gonna,
like,
we're
oh,
gonna
that's what
wind up.
smoking.
We're gonna wind up like Wolfenstein with the black female Nazis, which I say is just sexist. Because here we go with another strong, independent black woman slaving over a hot oven. I think it's
Damn,
damn
that one was spicy.
Woo!
That one was
That-
spicy.
Some high heat.
Yeah.
Now, Dion, you seem to be the most sensible at times about all this stuff. How dumb did you find this Black Woman 007 thing, this story?
It's one of those bits of news that when you hear it, you just literally you put your head in your hands, you exhale, and you say, "Okay, well, this is gonna suck," and obviously everything that Razor said, I agree with, but I think the bigger issue here again that I think that so many people miss, especially the people who are standing in the background clapping their fucking hands, is this is a shoehorned attempt to sell a movie. Again,
it's
I don't.
desperation, bro. It's
Yeah.
desperation.
Exactly. You can't come up with something new. And that's why I love that meme, the one where it's the people in the boardroom and the one dude sitting there with the eyes and he says the sensible thing, he gets thrown out the window. One of the best ones that came out was, how do we get more minorities and women to come to our movie? And they said, a female James Bond, da, 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 da. And one guy just goes, how about original characters that are actually pretty cool? And they look at him and throw him out the fucking window. That's this. and hey, I everything you said, Razor, for sure, I agree with. But again, the thing that people need to realize is this is them. I said it last week, hustling people to get you to spend money on the movie. They don't give a shit about, well, we're going to set a new trend and this is going to prove, which they always say is the case, prove that, women can sell these big franchises. Like people, they pick up on, oh, you're just doing this to get me to go see the fucking movie. You're not changing anything. You're going to have the name 007 in it. You're going to still have James Bond in the movie. And then, oh, well, now it's a black chick. And it doesn't matter if it's for a nanosecond. This is a bullshit ploy to get women, because you can't think of a good franchise, a great character to have to get it to make the money you want. So you're going to try some underhanded, low-hanging fruit bullshit. And that's what pisses me off the most. You get paid, these people get paid millions of fucking dollars to come up with concepts. And these motherfuckers sat in a room, people who get paid a shit ton of money by apparently nowadays even dumber people. Give me a great idea for this James Bond movie. Right. We're gonna remember that chick from Captain Marvel. Yeah, people liked her because she had a little bit. The only person that had a kind of a personality in that movie. Make her James Bond. Everyone said, "Yeah, it's a great job, Greg. That's a great idea. Let's fucking do that." And it's like, you guys get paid to do this shit.
Yeah. I think I said in my video, I think part of it is they moved away from the books. So you kind of left the door open for them to just do whatever the flying fuck they wanted.
Yeah. But
and that made a lot of modern trends seem really fucking appealing all of a sudden.
Yeah, but the thing is, even with that, even if like it's all source material, all of that source material. Without the source material, you don't have the character. And if you fuck with the source material, you fuck with the character. So that's what they're doing right now. And I know, and that even happens. Look at all the Marvel movies. None of those were actual. I don't think any of those were actual comic books. They just pulled from a lot of the lore of the comic books and the characters. Yeah. And none of them were actual like books all the way through, because that would be weird. But once again, you can't have the character without the backstory. And if you fuck with the character, you fuck with the backstory.
Yeah, and it's kind of burying the lead too. You talked about it before on this show, like months back, when they were saying James Bond is going to finally address the Me Too era. That was in like October or some shit last year.
God.
Which was just, what the fuck does that even goddamn mean?
And why?
I mean, I feel like this female Bond thing or female 007 thing is really kind of distracting from that a little bit. because that I feel like that's going to be wedged in there because they already talked about the villain, like fucking Rami Malek would only sign on for the role if he wasn't going to be an Islamic character or some shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, there's ever been one of those in Bond? Like, we even care?
No, there hasn't been one.
And I think that like they're like, okay, there are things. It's okay for some parts of a franchise or even just a single one-off movie to be reflective of the time that it's in, right? So as much as like, hey, Rami, that if you don't want to do that, that's fine. I can respect that, and I get that. I mean, especially you have a particular look. I understand that you want to protect that. I get that.
Right.
But it's the same thing when Iron Man, instead of having him get caught by the commies, it was terrorists in Afghanistan. Like there are parts that because that was what was going on in 2006, 2007, 2008. We're in a war, and it touches on something that get people invested in the movie. So that's okay, right? And the problem with if you're shoehorning Me Too, you're shoehorning a woman character. There's a reason why it was a guy, right? Like you can't there was a reason why it was this dude James Bond. After World War II, they're fighting the commies. There's a reason why they kept it when when in the Daniel Craig era. There's a reason why it's a guy. So if you're gonna just say okay, it's 007, she's the new 007. It's a woman. You have to go back and explain, are we gonna get an explanation of her in the 00 program? Are we gonna get, is M are we gonna have to have him explain who she is and her credentials, even if it's for a minute? You have to have this whole new character. You can't, and they're not just gonna have her show up in the fight scene and then him, die in her arms and you're the new 007. We're gonna have to go through this whole character development in this movie, and it's supposed to be Bond 25. So you're gonna try and introduce a whole new character in Bond 25? That sounds like a fucking clusterfuck. And again, if you want to make a female secret aid, Atomic Blonde came out. We just got that shit. The new one that's coming out. Not Hannah. Fucking. Another single first named movie with the female lead is
Red
Secret
Sparrow.
No, that came out already. It's fuck.
Proud Mary. They all failed. That's the thing. They all failed.
Right. And the chat you guys have come up with it. It's a new one coming out. But instead of putting all your effort into that, you're gonna shoehorn something that you have to explain it in a reasonable amount of time. And it never that's the practicality of why it doesn't work.
No, that's a direct contravention of the origins of James Bond. James Bond's a pulp character, right? Yeah, he was technically never in an actual pulp magazine, but he was in like the paperbacks that replaced pulp. And the thing about pulps is that they're plot driven. They're not hand wringing moral treatises on the travails of toxic masculinity. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like here's a thing that happens, and then a thing happens after that, and then a thing. That's why the old movies are so fucking long, right? Because you have to pack in all the events from the books that actually happen, and that takes some fucking time because when you replace that with pissing and whining, believe it or not, it doesn't slow the movie down. It actually speeds it up. So honestly, you're removing the character from that. Like Bond is called the first super spy pulp, but he was actually like a popularizer. It was a whole thing that was happening at the time in like the late 40s, early 50s because of the dawn of the Cold War. So the problem, I think, is more that they're like missing the context that the character was created in. He was in this whole era of like just these straight up men who were going out into the world and fighting communism. And there was a little bit of ambiguity in the sense that like his author described him as just a blunt instrument that the government used and all that kind of shit. You can actually listen to interviews with Ian Fleming where he's talking about that. But it wasn't like he's sitting around sobbing into his fucking Tifa body pillow about how he's having to cut dudes' throats in fucking Russia. Like he doesn't give that much of a shit, but it's obvious. There's a few times in the books where he's like, he didn't take joy in sniping that guy. It's like, okay, that's not the same thing as saying he's massively morally conflicted. Well, I feel like they're taking license with that.
Yeah, and the other thing that pisses me off too, and again, all that is and that's even a great point. But even if you so wanted to do something like this, there are ways to do it in that universe. Fucking extended universes are in right now. And instead of shoehorning her to be there are fucking 9 00s. They
Right.
talk about him all the time.
Oh yeah,
If
they
you-
do. They
If
do.
you really fucking wanted to, just make her another 00, and then
Yeah.
you have that liberty to explore the character a little bit. And then, and the thing that people refuse to fucking acknowledge, you have to win over your audience. You make her another 00, you have opportunity to win the audience over. Not everyone's gonna be cool with that, but people are gonna be like, you know what? Okay, they're not getting rid of James Bond. They're not getting rid of an established popular culture icon. You know, she's 005. You want to, even if you know, to shut all the people who get their underwear crammed up their ass, make her fucking 001. I don't care, but you have an opportunity to create a character in the universe, and it still somewhat has that brand name to it. That, not the greatest fucking idea in the world, but it makes a lot more goddamn sense than just forcing, oh, hey, it's not James Bond, it's still 007 because we want to keep the name. We want you to come and watch the movie, but her name's going to be, you know, Riri Johnson. Like, come the fuck on.
Well, yeah, and honestly, I think that's more racist to shoehorn in a person of color character into something like that than to give them their own character.
Exactly. That's insulting.
Yeah, no, it is entirely insulting because you're just like, oh, we're gonna railroad this whole franchise by pushing this thing onto you that, you know, is part of society now. It's like, okay, because this is a big thing now, oh, we're gonna shoehorn in this character just to show you, oh, we're progressive. It's like, no, you're not. This is really fucking lazy. What you should do is write a whole new story for this character and bring that up from the ground up.
Which they were going to try to. Am I crazy, or they were going to try and do that with Halle Berry's character after
They were.
Die Another Day, right?
I distinctly
think that
remember
was
being
around
a
the
kid.
time that
Really?
yeah.
I had no idea about that.
Remember when Halle Berry was a big deal?
Yeah,
Around the last time she was in a Bond movie.
That's called
Remember
15
that
years ago.
10 minutes. Boy.
Catwoman killed her career.
Yeah.
Ooh.
which, you know, after watching that movie, as much as you love Halle Berry, you're like, yeah, you fucking deserve that one. You read that script and you were like, yep, this is gonna be awesome.
Is it wrong that my favorite Halle Berry moment is the scene in The Last Boy Scout when she gets gunned down?
Well, I mean,
probably.
there's
You had
also
the
Swordfish.
opportunity to say
Yeah.
Monsters Ball where she rips her titties.
Yeah,
out.
yeah. Swordfish where she shows her titties as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a good
that
scene.
this has any bearing on the discussion, but I had a friend who was an extra on X-Men 3: The Last Stand who said she was the biggest heaving cunt on planet Earth.
Wow.
She was just a
That
total
is not
bitch on-
surprising.
Yeah, apparently she was constantly quarreling with Brett Radner there, asking for more shit in the movie. You know, more.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, if you're hard to work with in Hollywood or in the movie industry, the word gets out very quickly. It's a very small group of people, and
Right.
you start seeing less and less roles and people asking for you for less and less stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that's just how that works.
Hollywood, we're very easy to work with. So
Yeah.
we will do whatever you want, and we will cash those checks with glee.
Just don't make me work with Zack Snyder. That's the only thing. I'm
I actually want to see you locked in a room with Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh,
And the Snyder cut of Justice League.
Yes.
that's what
Oh.
that's what Dion beats out of him. That cut.
tell you right now, I'm gonna get reparations for every fucking moment that I spent watching his fucking DC movies. I promise you that.
I
Damn.
love the people who are like, you know what would improve this long, boring, slow movie? More long, boring, slow shit added on.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
hey,
we watched that version for a live thing, and we got to about 2:45 and we're like, we can't get any more drunk and this is not getting any better. Like
Oh,
there's
man.
there's nothing happening here.
I
The-
feel like, oh yeah,
thing.
Jesse Eisenberg is fucking Lex Luthor. Yeah,
Oh, bro!
okay.
All you
God.
need to you can describe everything that's wrong with Batman v Superman just by saying the movie begins to end an hour before it does.
Yeah.
That's it. The ending starts an hour before it ends.
God.
That's rough.
Yeah, and then adding in the other few minutes of it, it's like, oh, and people were like, oh, you know, this makes sense. And I'm like, if it makes sense now, why the fuck did they have you buy the DVD on top of your movie ticket and then give it to you in an alternative cut? Why couldn't they just put this in the movie and made it that good, or written something fucking better? You know?
Listen, that's before even getting to the conversation of the fact that they ruined the fucking surprise in the trailer.
Oh God.
What was the surprise again? I try to block these movies out of my memory.
Doomsday.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was
And that was
Doomsday.
in trailer 1, where the movie's
Oh,
called
God.
Batman v Superman, and then they show them fighting together. And I remember I was like, oh well, this one's gonna suck.
Jeez.
You were right, Dion. You were
Yeah,
I
definitely
couldn't
right.
believe that
That's
shit.
awful.
I was like, again, people got paid hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to make that trend. They said, you know what? Let's fuck the movie over so bad people are confused as to why it's named the way that it's named.
I have a question, Dion.
Yes.
Are you going to take out your Zack Snyder pent-up aggression for his work in Watchmen as well, or on Watchmen? Or does that one get a pass for you?
That one gets a pass. I actually really like Watchmen. That was before he was getting covered in WB's body excrements and getting all excited.
Well, they tried to pull WB on Zack Snyder movies, or maybe just on all movies, but I really noticed it on the Snyder movies. Always seems to pull some kind of freaky, underhanded viral marketing bullshit every time. You remember Watchmen when it came out and everyone fucking hated it. It got dogpiled by critics, but like they put like an embargo out. So like the first few hours that there were just a bunch of bot accounts on Rotten Tomatoes that just shit positive reviews of this movie. So for a while it had broken a record. Watchmen had broken a record for the best reviewed movie ever for like a day. and then Rotten Tomatoes caught on and was like, wait a minute, fucking Watchmen? What?
Wow, so you're telling me that a studio fucked with Rotten Tomatoes?
Right. Well,
that never happens.
This was one of the first examples I saw. And then with Justice League, I remember there were just shitloads. Like the bot account, the Justice League bot accounts. Did you notice this? Before it came out, were just next level. Like I started taking screenshots of all these accounts that the entire feed was nothing but Justice League hype, and they all had the same fucking wallpaper and like mild variants of the same promotional pictures of the characters from the movie, and it was all like, holy shit, it was next level. It was pretty crazy.
That makes me happy. That makes me really happy that you said that, because everyone's always giving us shit. It's like, oh, you're the reason that you made Captain Marvel have a bad score on Rotten Tomatoes and they had to change their algorithm. It's like, no. They've been fucking with algorithm. I mean, the studios have been fucking with the algorithms for years.
Oh yeah.
Did somebody blame us specifically?
No, but like they put they made Phantom Menace that was something that they said.
Yeah, because if we're that powerful right now, we're going to use our power for other things.
Yes.
Yeah, we're all going to make 5 accounts on fucking Rotten Tomatoes and downgrade the movie. That's exactly what we're going to do, because that's what really matters right now.
I mean, I'm kind of busy, making YouTube content and being successful.
Yeah, and I'm kind of busy running the social media for all the stuff we do. So yeah.
Plus, I mean, it's really their fault that the movie got low scores, because it was fucking terrible.
Yeah, it was. Oh,
they should look in the mirror and say, "You right there are the problem, asshole."
I have some good news. Our friend Anna, that Star Wars girl's in the chat, so shout out to
her.
She says she hates Zack Snyder too.
Yeah, thank you. We just get more and more shit in common, don't we, Anna?
But sorry to go on the Zack Snyder tangent, guys. I know Dion gets a little, crazy when we bring that up.
I hate that man so much. God damn.
Well, my thing with James Bond is like, I'm working on another Bond video. To me, it feels like Bond 25 is like the film that shouldn't be. It's like every part behind the scenes is not working. You have Cary Fukunaga, who's like busy playing PlayStation, not interested in the script. We had Danny Boyle leave originally. Daniel Craig got injured on set. We have all this stuff. We have the Phoebe Waller-Bridge rewrites. It's like every decision they're making is crappy. Either they're going to make the best James Bond movie ever, and we're all going to be like, wow, we were wrong, or we're going to see a steaming pile of shit.
Well, it feels like if you wanted, like, they're trying to make it this big thing, Bond 25, it's going to be a big anniversary, whatever. You would think if they were going to do that, it would be like, okay, let's get a new actor. Let's actually like have everything be new or whatever. But it's not. They're not doing any of that. They're just making another Bond flick, and they're pausing it to fucking shit and back. They're just absolutely obliterating it with modern political correctness. And that doesn't, I don't see the pageantry in that. It just seems like it's another Bond. It's just cringier.
Well, the 50th anniversary got the proper treatment with Skyfall, because that movie made $1 billion.
Right. And good. That, I think that's part of the desperation. Dion mentioned the desperation earlier, and I was looking at the box office totals. Mind you, they no longer adjust the box office totals for inflation, which is telling. For this franchise specifically, but yeah, Skyfall did 1 billion. The one after that made about 200 to 300 million less, which I think is part of the reason for this desperation. I think that's actually part of it. Now, it's heading in the wrong direction.
I'm in the minority. I like Spectre quite a bit because, I mean, if I say I'm a James Bond purist, I don't mean like I'm a novel purist. I don't I've read the books, like in Goldfinger, when he talks about falling in love, when he's having that car ride to France or whatever. It's just, there's certain things I'm like, it's James Bond in the books. I like the movie version. But I'm like, this Spectre had the gun barrel come back. It had the jokes. It had the villain's lair. It had all this crazy over the top shit. The train fight with Batista was, Batista's the best henchman since Jaws. We had all these moments that I loved. And I thought we were going in the right direction. And it just always saddens me when it's like, all right, he's like, okay, the whole Daniel Craig era is this. I'm not yet James Bond in Casino Royale. Now I'm going to be James Bond at the end of this movie. Wait, I'm not yet James Bond in Quantum of Solace. I'm James Bond at the end of this movie. Here comes Skyfall. I'm too old to be James Bond. The next one is I don't want to be James Bond. Like, golden period where he's actually at the height.
So, so what you're telling me is that he's basically a teenage girl.
Pretty much. Well, basically, they're taking the approach of fucking Never Say Never Again, where he's, I'm too old. You know what I mean? And he's getting a goddamn doctor's checkup and shit. And we're checking fucking Sean Connery's prostate on a fucking movie screen. Like, it feels like that a little bit. I don't understand this reluctance to be a hero. This is a pulp character. He's not reluctant.
Well, no. The problem is that he's always been the male fantasy. British spy, good looking dude, wears suits, drinks, fucks, has nice cars. That's always been the thing. And now that's being stifled. But it's a fictional fucking character. What does it matter?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
And again, I think that there's this ever-going race to get people who aren't purists or aren't long-time fans to watch the movie, right? They want women,
they want the general audience.
And the general audience to come and see Bond. So there's got to be, existential bullshit with, I don't want to do this, and I get that. I understand, again, the business aspect. You want people to give you their money so you can make $1 billion fucking dollars and pay off your child support. I get it, but like you said, that was the great. That's why it's my favorite Daniel Craig movie is Spectre, because he's fucking James Bond. You have a guy who was born to be a fucking Bond villain in Christopher Waltz. Fucking Batista, the henchman's fucking awesome. You have the fucking evil base and the fucking he even brings out the fucking the classic Aston Martin. It's great. It's a great Bond movie, and it doesn't do well. And then see, this is proof that people want characters with fucking depth. And it's like, okay, well, let's go look at the in-depth characters that do so well. Quantum of Solace, I like Quantum of Solace, but that movie's fucking shat on. And there are a lot of good reasons why that movie isn't fucking good. Look, you brought up fucking Proud Mary. She's an assassin, but she wants to be a mom, and she fucking is struggling with fucking killing people in New York City. That movie was fucking terrible.
Well, Atomic Blonde was a lot of fun, but it was like, what is it? Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, but done with 80s pop music, which I was still fine with. It was still a wonderful movie. I still thought it was really, really good time.
Yeah, they're basically baking fucking Marvel movie flaws into all their characters in all movies. It's not just Bond, and Bond is kind of getting I always felt like the Daniel Craig experiment was like, okay, we're gonna mix Jason Bourne with Chris Nolan a little bit, mix the fucking two. And Chris Nolan, they were talking about him directing one for a while, if I remember correctly.
But
I just
Spectre, I think.
Yeah, so he's got to have the flaws, and he's got to be tortured, and he's got to be reticent. It's like, but reticence doesn't really work with James Bond. Like, what are we going to sit there honestly with our dicks in our hands and think, God, what could be worse than jet setting the world in Lamborghinis, shooting shitbags, being paid metric shitloads to drown in fucking super spy poon for a living? Like, oh my God, I can't imagine anything fucking worse than being sentenced to be James Bond.
Man, that'd be a great life.
Also, shout out to that Star Wars girl where she said, "Dude, he's everyone's fantasy." Yeah, he is. Women want him and men want to be him.
Yep.
Yeah, and what's wrong with that?
Nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is ever wrong with that.
And I'm like, I would impregnate her tonight. I do that shit.
Yeah, because I like just what Jeff always says. This is escapist entertainment.
Right.
You're supposed to put away the world and watch this and have a good time for an hour and a half or 2 hours.
The world is a bad place, and it's all my fault. But we have to fix everything, and you have to watch a movie to learn how to fix it.
Kendo, you're a good person. Calm down.
No, it's all my fault.
Kendo, we all love you. Calm down.
Well, not all of us.
Thank you.
Shut up, Jeff.
RazörFist doesn't know him yet, man.
No.
That's true. That's true.
No, I mean, I'm just disappointed because, you know, Dustin messaged me the other day, Dion, and he goes, "I'm sorry, all of your favorite things suck nowadays," and it really does feel like a personal attack. I mean, they ruined Star Wars, they ruined James Bond, they ruined Spider-Man. Like, the only thing that is sacred is probably Back to the Future.
Oof.
Oh God, don't say that because
That's because they haven't gotten to it yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say they are Booker T, and they're coming for the gold.
I mean, they even ruined the Lord of the Rings movies. Like, what the? They did 3 shitty Hobbit movies to follow up. It would have been perfect just leaving it the fuck alone. But they had to fuck with those too.
Yeah, that was, you know, that one was just plain old fucking greed.
One
was just really like, hey, you know that dude from fucking Sherlock? He's the dragon, bitch. Come watch the movie.
That was so weird. Like they had him do like a face scan and the voice and everything, and they put his face on the dragon. I was like, what are you doing?
Was
Too
Andy
much work for
Serkis?
this. Too much work for this bullshit.
No, Benedict Cumberbatch, which is cool. That part was cool, but to make it fucking 2.5 hours and then 2 sequels after that, it's like, come on, guys. And I was glad that that fans in general, especially Lord of the Rings fans, were just like, yo, man, this is a fucking 30-page book, bro. What the fuck are we doing here? You know?
Oh God! Wait, hold on. One more thing. That Star Wars girl again with the wonderful comments. I'd love to be James Bond. You get to see the world. You have sexy cars. You get laid. You're a badass spy. Sounds like an awesome life. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
I think they cast Benedict Cumberbatch purely because when your last name is Cumberpatch, like, how is it even possible you don't have a job making cookies in a tree? Cumberpatch? The fuck does that? That's not a name. That is a Tolkien character. Like, that's not even. I don't.
It's also the most English fucking thing ever.
It is.
It's like you. There's no question where that dude's from. You're not like, oh, damn, he must be from the Bronx. Like, no, that motherfucker's from Great Britain. All the guy Like, what? Benedict alone.
It's my homie from Southside Chicago, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh my God! The sad thing is, he's that talented. He can probably play that.
I mean, he probably could. I mean, the dude's a fucking fantastic actor. I could have shit on that, but I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, your name, man. Maybe we could have went with a stage name, buddy.
Right.
Chase.
Yeah, like Remington Steele.
Oh yeah,
Benny,
dude, if it
Benny
was-
Johnson would have been
That's too
hilarious.
cool of a name.
Bro, if it was 1973, he'd be named like Steve Saxon or something. Like,
There you go. There you go.
Benjamin Bonds.
yes.
Wait, isn't Ben Barnes like a real person?
Ben Barnes is a real person.
Oh, that's what I thought you
Benjamin
said. Benjamin
Barnes?
Barnes. I'm like,
No.
isn't that somebody else?
Benjamin Bonds. That's a.
Oh, okay.
I want to
Fair
do push-ups just saying that name.
enough. You should start. Do some kip-ups while you're at it.
yeah.
I'm not drunk enough yet. I gotta down some more high lifes.
please. Is that what you're having tonight? The champagne of beer?
Well, it's in the cooler right next to the desk. I gotta empty it out and then move on to we're finishing the other cooler. You know.
There are a few moments where I wish I was you. Now is one.
Oh my God!
I know.
Let me read a couple super chats because we are really behind, and the audience has a ton of shit they want to say to us,
I'm
especially
sure.
RazörFist. So Dr. Coffinail says, "Bad Bond number 10. You get what you die for."
Oh man, yeah, we need to brainstorm some titles because my audience in the comment section of my last video, they were coming up with some fucking good ones. Like my favorites, I think my favorites were Dr. No Father. The womb is not enough. Poonraker was my favorite.
yes. Poonraker.
Poonraker.
We should record that album.
The man-
We need to add a Bond song to our Party Boob album.
Do you think the name Party Boob would be better than Poonraker? Like, what album would sell more?
Poonraker.
yes.
Probably Poonraker. Yeah, I think we gotta change that for sure. It's brilliant.
It's just our follow-up.
The man with the golden cunt.
Oh God!
Let's see. 007 Cloud has 2. He says, first off, 007 Cloud says, Spidey's PS4 game voice actor is the same in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which is actually a good thing for me. And you too, Dion, because we both loved that game.
Goddamn right.
And then he also says that, what's y'all's code so we can play Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 at some point? We can find a time. I was actually considering, if the audience was out there for it, I was going to get the game, and we have a secondary channel and I was going to stream Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on the Switch. It's the only system it's on. So if you guys want that, press 1 in the chat. I'll be doing a commentary over it. And if we get enough of a response, we can make that happen.
Yeah. Also, we have 1,400 people watching. Can we get 1,400 thumbs up, please?
Holy shit. That's one of our records. That's like high council numbers. RazörFist.
Yeah, come on, guys. Give us some thumbs up here. Let's get this rolling out.
Good shit.
What do we got? Like 8 thumbs up?
407.
That's not enough, damn it. We need more.
No, we're gonna be greedy. Darth Primus says the Black Mask might be gay in Birds of Prey. Have you guys heard about this?
I heard, and then it was funny because IGN tweeted it out and then deleted the tweet because I was just like, "Are you saying that he's gonna be gay?" So that one, I don't know how true it is, especially when it's, especially. I mean, people just put shit out there, but yeah, I don't know if I believe that one.
Yeah,
that's another thing I fucking hate is the studios will be like, "Oh, this character might be gay." They're gonna be this. It's like that doesn't fucking matter to me. And also, how are you gonna incorporate that into a story or into part of their character? It's like, are you just gonna say it's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gay," and then they go on to the next thing? Like, what point does that make? It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything at all.
Plus, if there's anything the gay community really wants, a psychopathic mass fucking murderer crime boss. That's really gonna get their fucking wheels turning.
Oh yeah, let me tell you.
Just make something good. That's all we ask.
Yeah, that's all.
But they're making it called Birds of
difficult?
Prey, which is not going to be good.
Oh God. Well, I mean, here's the thing that Hollywood does as well, and I know this happens. There, people like every now and again scripts will go on for sale or whatever, and some people will read them, and they have bidding wars, and the one studio will give the guy the most money for the script and they'll shelve it just to like fuck with the other studio, and I'm sure they have scripts for decades that they can pick out and make movies of. They just don't want to. They're fucking lazy.
Now, is Birds of Prey going to be the CW one?
No, this is the movie with Margot Robbie.
Oh fuck, man!
Yeah, like this.
Like how the fuck you?
This is the sequel to Suicide Squad, right? Or it's just got Margot Robbie in it.
I think it just has Margot in it.
You know the answer, Dion.
Fuck, man. I can't. God, that would be so fucking terrible.
It will be.
Who the fuck's like, you know what? We really want gay people to come see this movie. We'll give them Black Mask. They'll love being the fucking villain. Like, wait, what? That's a real idea that you just came up with. That you're not fucking with me. Black Mask. Oh, okay.
Right.
A crazy villain who murders people as a crime boss, floods the city. He's gonna be gay. Oh, you're retarded. That's what we.
Okay. Yep. I see your eye drooping. You're a little retarded.
There's not a piece of that's a good fucking idea. Not one bit of it.
If anything, it's insulting to people saying, "Oh, they're not going to come see our movie unless we pander to them." They're going to see it if it's good. Because
that's the thing. If the movie's good, you will make money.
Yeah, well, exactly. And wedging that kind of shit, that's the main thing wedging that kind of shit in isn't going to gain you an audience, and it can possibly lose you one if people just get offended by what you're doing with the characters.
Oh,
you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. Just worry about making a good goddamn movie, and then later you can worry about whether or not Black Mask is gayer than a daffodildo. Nobody fucking cares.
Well, not only that, again, the practicality of it. It's Black Mask, right? He's a dangerous fucking guy. He wants to kill Batman and everyone that works with Batman. Who the fuck cares? Like, how are you gonna make that part of the story? Like, either it's gonna be like a 2-second thing, like his husband walks in and he says, "Hey, honey," or something, then he leaves, or you're gonna have to fucking be like, "Oh, he killed my husband and he was the love of my life because we were together and we were both fucking, we were treated right." And I'll be like, whoa. Your job's to try to kill Batman and entertain me. I don't want to hear this Lifetime bullshit. Like, how is that gonna matter at all? Like, practical reason why? None. You can't make that into the fucking movie. No one was like, "Oh man, Batman foil Black Mask again, man." God, ask him if he's gay though. I really want to know that. Ask him. No one said that. It's a terrible. Get away from the representation thing. What's
going to happen? What's going to happen is that they're going to be facing off, and then somebody's going to make a gay joke, and he's going to get offended by it. It's like, what? What do you mean? That's how you know he's gay. That's how you're going to know.
God, even
I
then,
say there's a much easier way for inclusion here. We just start calling him African American Mask.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Dion, do you approve of
wait, so you're
this?
trying to say this shit's a mask for me, bro? Huh? Huh? Say the mask. I can't take this shit off.
I see how it is.
Would you want to?
Hey.
Oh, you can't ask that
Dion,
question.
Dion, I believe
can
in you
answer
because
that question.
Michael
Oh,
Jackson
yeah.
could. Okay.
Listen, that was one of my favorite parts of Jumanji. Is when he eats the cake. He's just like, Am I still black? Like, I don't know why. That made me laugh so hard. Like, yeah, then it's fine. Then it's fine. I'm good. That was so goddamn funny. Just a quick little, am I still black? Yeah. Oh, thank God.
Oh, speaking of which, have you guys seen the trailer for Jumanji 2?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Yeah, the third one you mean?
I am really excited.
Well, the third one, yeah. Sorry, the third one, yeah. It looks hilarious.
I hope the Danny DeVito shtick with The Rock doing that voice doesn't get annoying in the film. Other than that,
I just hope
I'm
he can
sold.
keep it up the whole movie because that's what I'm worried about. Can he talk like that the entire fucking film?
I don't know. We'll find out. I think that movie's gonna make close to $1 billion.
Yeah. Who is
Everybody seemed to love
Jumanji?
that last one.
The last one was a lot of fun, man. I've
It
watched
was
it multiple
great.
times.
I am excited too.
I did love the callback to the original one as well. The little callback they gave, I was like, okay, good. You did your job.
This is
Alan
Alan's
Parrish's house.
and I'm just
Yep.
living in it.
Yep. I was like, okay, good.
The White Wolf says RazörFist should be made into an 80s comic pulp hero.
Actually, it's already a Marvel hero, I believe. I learned that after I started using the name, but it's a Marvel villain apparently.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like a Daredevil Punisher villain.
Does he have razors on his fist?
He literally has razors on his arms.
Oh jeez.
Which is
Wait, did he-
it brings up a lot of fucking
Spider-Man?
questions. Yeah, it brings up his forearms are literally swords.
Christ.
I have a lot of questions, most of which I don't want answered.
Oh, this guy. Yeah, I've seen this image all over. Yeah, how does he wipe?
Very slowly.
He's got a bidet.
No, I'm going to show you a picture.
He has an assistant.
He would. Yeah, somebody wipes his ass. Look at this picture I sent.
Oh god.
There you go. This is an audio podcast. People are like, "What does it look like?" The man has swords for hands.
Oh god, you're right.
Didn't we already
There's no
see
ass
X-Men
wipage.
Origins Wolverine?
Ooh,
Like we all know.
Also in that picture he has a belt on. How did he put his belt on?
No shit.
How do you get dressed?
Yeah. How does he
Talk
lace
about
his boots?
impractical comic books.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's like the Assy McGee of villains. There's just so many fucking things you don't want explained.
How does he? I mean, no, that's gonna be obvious, but yeah, like he's got armbands and shit. Like, how does this work? God,
Stupid comic book characters. He's like up there with Snowflame and Codpiece. Just they don't work. Scott Eckert says, "Hey, Doc."
You cannot call yourself a supervillain with the name Codpiece. I'm sorry.
Nope.
As soon as you show up and like steal, like rob banks, like my name is Codpiece. Like the cops, like, all right, get the fuck out of here. Go back to the asylum. Get the fuck out.
Well, go look it up. and
I'm
you
sure it
will
is,
laugh.
but I'm just saying, like, that's hilarious.
Well, Snowflame gets his superpowers from ingesting cocaine.
Oh, he's a powder hound.
God,
That's,
can we make that movie and just make it like a whole '80s thing? Because that would be awesome. We'll have that take place in Vice City.
We'll have Crockett and Tubbs shoot him. and do
There you
that.
go.
That's how
I'm down with
bad I am.
that. I'm entirely down with that.
The little amalgam
Victor
thing.
Malin style.
Mix him with Daredevil. Call him Snowblind.
Fuck it, let's
The
do it. Who
cocaine gives me
cares?
sight.
Right?
Yeah.
Scott Eckert says, "Hey, Dr. Coffinails, I have 2 subs so far. I tend to get drunk and fall asleep on live streams. Here's a couple of bucks for the show. I'll have to catch the replay. Still working and lurking here."
Right on.
Thank you, Scott. I feel bad. That super chat's from 8:35. It's 10:08 currently.
God damn. Sorry, bro.
Yeah. Admiral Tiberius says, "So many spicy meatballs coming at you. I love it." McKinney90 says, "Hate to break it to you guys, but the final season of Female Furies turns Darkseid into a complete coward, and it's officially canon. Watch just some guys' reviews on it."
No.
Okay.
I haven't
It's gonna
even
piss me
heard
off.
about Female Furies.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
You know what, Dion?
remember
We should have a series on the show where it's like Dion reads a bad comic, and then you can yell about it.
That's not a terrible idea, even though I probably would have heart problems. But
it'd be like Linkara, only watchable.
Oh, whatever happened to that guy?
I don't know. I think he's buried in the Mojave Desert somewhere.
Jeez.
All the Channel Awesome people were so popular for a while, and then just, it all fell apart.
I don't know.
It happens when you fucking run out of good ideas.
Yeah.
Dr. Coffinails also says, Bad Bond number 11. One in a blue kill.
Okay.
These are all hokey. I love it.
That a Blue Valentine reference? Because that was a terrible movie.
Like Once in a Blue Moon.
Oh, got it.
Oh, okay.
It was there all along.
Mongo's big thing says, Fat Thor Build-A-Figure for Endgame Wave. 3 Marvel Legends has me interested. Have you guys seen the picture of the Fat Thor action figure?
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
I was thinking about getting the Wave just so I can build Fat Thor. It's an addiction at this point.
Don't feel bad.
Really.
I think I really want to buy, and I'm right there with you, dude.
We'll have to get him in.
Oh, I bought 3 during the podcast.
Did you really?
That doesn't
Yeah,
surprise me.
The Alex Ross Marvel Legends.
Nice.
Yeah, they were available at Walmart. Swinging Cod says, that new chick turtle is an OC self-insert.
Oh.
Right, the trans writer created years ago on DeviantArt. More Tumblr fanfic inserted into canon. Woo!
Ugh, good time.
Hooray to that.
Jeez.
Well, this is also the Swinging Cod who made us watch Mother. So
That's true.
Well, you know what?
Motherfucker.
You know what?
he said he's going to use his next Patreon card to give us something even worse.
Son of a bitch.
And somehow, and somehow we will never get to it. Who knows?
To be fair, we have Top Gun and the Lost Boys next.
Yay.
So
Nice.
We should knock those out. We should knock those out in one sitting. That'll be fun.
Oh fuck yeah!
Can I ask that we start with Top Gun though?
I'm
Sure.
fine
With me.
Honestly, either one of those is fine with me. Like starting with either one, it doesn't matter. They're both. I both like them.
No, I'm not wrong. Top Gun's just Brokeback Mountain with fighter jets, right? I'm not.
Yeah, it's adapted from the same source material.
Right.
The only reason I want to do it that way is because honestly, I would if Top Gun was on, I would have the excitement for the Lost Boys next. So we'll talk about that off air. The Grand Inquisitor says, I still say they're going to make Double Woke 7 a lesbian who's scissoring Miss Moneypenny because Moneypenny has always lusted after 007. Razor, thoughts?
Oh God. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure I even want to speculate on.
Well,
what
no.
they're-
Sorry. Go on.
No. That's fine. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, if they really want to gender swap and keep everything equal, then Moneypenny has to be a dude.
Yep.
So,
Exactly.
Thor should play him.
yeah.
Yeah, because that worked so great the first fucking time.
Yeah, where he's hearing loud noises and covering up his eyes. That was really hilarious.
Did you see the fucking actor who plays Thor being like, "Oh yeah, it's about time for a female James Bond"? What are you talking about? Fucking.
Jesus.
I saw it in
You
my video.
you did Men in Black International, dude. Calm down.
Yeah, it's like your choices as of late aren't that great, Chris. So I think you need to fucking cool it.
Yeah, take the year off like you made a press release for, and go. I don't know, be with your kids or something. Jeez.
Yeah, his wife's birthday is today.
You better
all
text him right now. I'm sure he forgot.
Yeah. Chris, text your wife. Buy her something nice. Salvador says, highest grossing.
Remember to wind your watch.
Those Bill and Ted dolls are too good looking. I have to own this.
They are really, really good looking.
Salvador says, highest grossing. I believe that belongs to the Kardashians franchise. Oh, you said horror. I thought you said, never mind. I do mistake whores with horror all the time. So,
Goddamn
My
who's.
Well, there are a lot of whores at horror conventions, so you know.
True story.
Yeah.
that lady on the leash.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Here's a spicy super chat from Mark C. Guys, Kilmer is recouping from throat cancer. Chemo, the best weight loss program around.
Damn.
Dude.
I mean, on the one hand, he's not wrong, but on the other hand, oof.
Yeah.
I don't know. Communism is pretty good.
That's true. Nothing says losing weight like starvation.
I'm just saying.
Holy shit.
All your grain belong to us, comrade.
Your grain. You mean our grain? Just
Oh, Dion, you make me proud.
I do my best.
Dr. Coffinail says, true fact, my brother's band has a song in Mallrats.
Oh, really?
Nice.
I want to know what
That's
I want to
awesome.
know what song now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
You can't kind of lead that off and just not finish. 007 Cloud says, F-18s. Loved those since Independence Day.
They are very good fighters.
They are awesome. Who the
Yeah.
fuck didn't like the F-18s at Independence Day? Come the fuck on.
Fast,
Isn't that
agile,
what Randy
powerful.
Quaid used?
They had more range than Will
yeah,
Smith.
yeah,
What?
yeah,
To
to
save
save us
everybody?
from the fuck aliens. Yeah.
I just love Henry Connick Jr. giving a sermon. That's a great part of that movie. We, the Black Knights,
And then he died.
will be victorious. Yeah, because he's Henry Connick Jr. He's not that important.
He had a
What did
TV
he
show
die
for a
of?
minute.
What did he die of in that movie again? Breathing? What the fuck happened?
No, he was banking it. He was banking too fast, and then
Right.
he got caught. He got caught because he's like, I can't lose him. I can't. And then he got blasted out of the fucking sky with that. And it's funny because the last shot is him with that dumb look on his face, like,
Like, why did I sign on for this? What the fuck? I could have been made more lounge music albums. Fuck.
Mhm.
I was a
I mean-
Black Knight.
I mean, that's the only thing he does now, right? Is to make lounge music forever.
Right.
And he does a very good job at it. Not Richard Cheese level, but
No.
No,
He's
he's
the
no,
best.
he'll never be that good.
No. Let's see. Darth Vader's disembodied Chart Phallus is back. folks. He
Yes,
says,
there we
"You
go.
can't-" He says, you can keep your rock figure. Middle-aged moms and Russian cam girls enjoy my figure every single day. Hashtag save the dick. Hashtag play glory hole.
damn.
There you are. God,
you know what that
I
reminds me of?
miss that, man.
You know what that reminds me of? Did you ever see you remember Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer?
Oh yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah.
Do you remember for a while there, Apple trailers would get like exclusives before everyone else did? They'd get the trailer before everyone else, and sometimes they would get a different version of the trailer than a lot of people did.
Yeah, I
And
remember that.
The fucking Apple trailer version of Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer, I don't know if it was like an early like pre-res version or whatever, but if you watched it, I don't know if it's on YouTube. I hope it is. That'd be hilarious. Silver Surfer had a dong. That early. Silver Surfer dong was a thing. Like he was just flopping in the fucking breeze. It was like he was easily the most dynamic performance in the entire trailer.
Gives a whole new meaning to polishing the pole.
Right?
The silver pole.
Yeah. That was
he
what
was
was
just
implied.
Dude, he was just surfing around. His little stack of dimes was flopping in the breeze.
Dr. Manhattan style.
And then he saw a Sue. And then he saw a Sue, and that became a full row of quarters, baby.
and then they released the same trailer and they like cut it out. They like removed it. I guess early on they were gonna have him naked. They were gonna do a Dr. Manhattan thing or something.
At least people would have talked about that movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they
Mark
talked
C
about it
says
a
the
lot.
cop
That's
out
part of
period
the
is when
problem.
Smith quit talking about being a pothead. Oh, there is a terrible lag on my end. I do not know what's going on.
Oh.
So if I randomly just sound like, why are you saying this now? Just to let you guys know,
Gotcha.
I didn't have a stroke. Sorry. Mark C says the cop out period is when Smith quit talking about becoming a pothead and became one.
Ooh, that may have been it then. He dove a little too hard into the weed.
Yeah, marijuana smokage is not a character trait, folks.
Yeah.
Did you see
Maybe
how
that's
rough
what
Jade
inspired
looked in
yoga
that trailer,
hosers.
Kendo?
Dude, he looks
Yes.
so fucking
Yeah, he looks like he's had some hard years under his belt.
God,
He
he
loves
looks,
these
Last
teeth.
again too a little bit ago.
yeah, it looks like he's been on his knees for a little bit, trying to pay the bills.
Mm-hmm.
That's not nice.
That's
Another spicy meatball, folks.
yeah. Nick firing his own curveballs.
Oh god.
Our friend Albedo says Justice League Unlimited kind of ruined Terry by making him Bruce's son. I agree that was kind of dumb.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I mean, I thought it was cool though that it was Amanda Waller being like, the world needs a Batman. I like that part, but doing the cheap out with making him was kind of like, okay, he's already Batman. He doesn't have to be Batman's Batman. Calm down.
Right.
Batman's Batman.
Batman's Batman inside of Batman because he came from inside of Batman.
Batmanception.
Yo, dog, I heard you like Batman.
Samuel Steingart says, "Do you like Sabaton?"
See, that's a meme on my channel. I'm sorry, it's traversed the interwebs over to yours.
That's
yes,
okay. It's all welcome here.
Yeah. We're all friends.
We had a bunch of Mauler memes the other night. I think everyone was called a proper or a something, and they were talking about Kit Kats and sodas.
Oh God, Kit Kats and sodas.
Mauler loves his Kit Kats. Everyone else has like good funny memes. We just talk about sausage and being moist.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why they transcend.
What's that say about us?
We have one thing on our mind: breakfast food.
Apparently sauce. Yeah. Apparently wet food.
I mean, I only eat breakfast at the strip club now. That's the only place I can go.
I mean, it's the best all-you-can-eat buffet in Lansing.
These eggs, they're delicious.
They don't use powdered eggs there at Deja Vu. There's real eggs. The only thing real in that place is the breakfast.
Oh God.
Could you imagine taking Dustin to a strip club breakfast buffet?
Oh my God, that dude.
God.
He would
Eat
die.
him out of house and home, and then he'd still freak out when they try to take his shirt off.
That was my favorite. We'll tell that story after hours. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't think you've heard it before, Kendo.
All right. Well, I've heard other stories about Dustin that I just want to forget.
Well, this one's actually pretty funny that you'll want to remember.
Okay.
Mr. V says he meant to say watch Top Gun 2 / play Ace Combat 7.
I want to do both of those things, so I'm with you.
I just want to listen to Danger Zone.
I did that before we got on here.
As great as Danger Zone is, I think Iron Eagle might beat it out for soundtrack. They got fucking Queen on
God, Iron Eagle, holy shit. Louis Gossett, motherfucker.
Louis Gossett's always a highlight. I still say he has the best moment in that shitty Punisher movie.
Oh shit!
What do you call 345 murders over the course of 10 years? Work in progress. Like, what the great? Come on, they don't make one-liners like that anymore.
God,
fucking Louis Gossett, always yelling like his mouth the lips can't touch together. Like it's always like, what are you talking about? It's like, close your lips, split up the words, Louis, split up the fucking words.
It's a medical condition, dude. Give him a break.
Yeah, I do love how somebody in the chat doesn't think that strip club breakfast buffets are not a thing. I was like, they are. I've been to a couple.
Totally fucking a thing in Vegas.
There are more than a few here in Atlanta, so yeah.
Of course.
I got to tell you about what I'm going to Vegas in January.
That's right.
Oh God.
I'll tell you the whole story. I haven't told you yet, Dion.
Yeah, you gotta let me know, man.
Logan Michael, Anti-Funko Pop, says, I recommend putting the Ben Tramer head sculpt on the 2018 Myers because the H2 Myers has very noticeable bullet holes on the jumpsuit. A24 and Pop Gay. Razor, have you seen Midsummer or heard anything about it?
No, I haven't. Well, what is it?
I just know that a lot of our listeners really, really don't like it. I didn't even know it was a movie until Logan Michael has reminded me not to watch it.
Well, like it's weird because Hereditary was directed by the same guy, and I loved Hereditary. Oh, I didn't love it, but I mean, I liked it a lot because I kept hearing things about it, so I watched it, and it was really good. I enjoyed it. So I haven't seen Midsummer. I can't say anything about that. So,
all right,
yeah, I'm not gonna watch it. Sorry,
I'll watch it eventually. I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch it though.
What if you have to watch it for Real Independent Productions?
Then I will. Speaking of which. I do run a channel called Real Independent Productions. Actually, me and Kendo recorded an episode for it last night because my usual partner in crime, Scotty, was out of town. So I had to call up Kendo and ask him to help me out, and he did. Yes. And we did an episode on the 2009 movie Stitches. 2012 movie Stitches, which we both love, and is such a good movie. So if you want to listen to that, subscribe to that channel, and give us a like and a thumbs up. And that'll be out tomorrow. Enjoy.
So I have a random question for you guys.
What's up?
Yes.
How dumb do you think the whole face app thing is?
Very.
So, oh my! If I see one more fucking old person face, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Oh god. One thing I love is that like it's come out now that's a Russian-owned company.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
and like everyone's giving them like their faces and everything, and it's just like shit.
No, this is gonna end well. This is gonna.
Yeah, it's like this is gonna be awesome.
There's suddenly a huge flood of illegal
cool.
counterfeit passports that show up in American shores.
Oh, look at that. It's like the DNA testing companies. Like, I don't know, you're like filling out the form. It's like, it's asking me for a list of my longest abiding fears. This is strange.
Those DNA things, that freaks me out because I've always heard now that the FBI and CIA can go and like beat down the doors of those places and ask for your DNA or DNA from somebody specifically. It's like that's terrifying. Why do they need that?
This is strange. The return address is the Pentagon. That's odd.
Yeah, it's like that's strange, man. I don't like that.
Where are we at? Rolf Mutzenberg says Zardos says gun is good. It says pickle is evil, but I know he meant to say penis is evil. I've seen Zardos unwillingly.
Oh,
Yes,
man.
we did. Yes, we did.
Not a fan at all.
That's a terrible fucking.
I don't
movie.
think the world was ready for Sean Connery in a slingback thong. I don't think.
No.
They never were, and they never will be.
Not quite.
That might be the most unsettling screenshot you can send somebody.
Oh man,
It is because I remember I saw a poster of it in like this pop culture store the first time, and I was like, when did that happen? Like, when did Sean Connery do gay porn? What happened?
Yeah, it is equal. It is equaled or rivaled only by Burt Reynolds on the bearskin rug.
That's true. That's true. Yeah,
Pretty close.
That's very true. It's just like,
You
what's
quit
going on
James
here?
Bond to play this.
Right?
Man.
Like he made some odd artistic choices between 1971 and 1989.
Jeez.
Well, whenever The Untouchables was that 87?
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Oh yeah, it's a Chicago way to make shit.
I
Riff
love,
Mago
did you
says-
ever hear his response to like why he didn't come back for Live and Let Die or whatever? He was like, I'd like this and I'd like that. The only thing that I don't have is a bank or whatever. He was talking about like all the things that he owned as a result of his James Bond money or whatever. He's like, I've got $1.8 trillion. It's like, yeah, and apparently a decent toupee is $1.9 trillion. But
Yeah. Gosh.
I never realized he wore a hairpiece in the early Bond films until my mom pointed it out. I was like, huh,
man,
thanks, Mom. You broke the illusion.
right?
I just always thought his hair was perfect because he was so focused on always looking a certain way. Nope. Had to keep the wig in place.
That super glue is all it is.
Yeah. Young me was very gullible. Riff Magos says Dante's woke comedy, beware the 7 circles of SJW.
Okay.
Total.
I was
no
just like, oh, okay.
that was like a
Well, with
Kane
my,
circa 1997 no sell.
Oh, Dion, your favorite wrestler.
Hey, I mean, the description fucking fits.
It's true.
Yeah. No, Kane, man, 97 Kane was like my absolute favorite. 97, 98 Kane. He was that was prime shit right there.
I mean, I love the 01, the run with RVD, but
I did. Well, the problem I had with Kane by that time is, did you notice it was like he was stripping in slow motion? Like he'd remove one article of clothing,
and then the other arm went.
Yeah, it was like first he had 2 arms, then he had 1, then he's like fucking by 2001 he was in like a tank top and panties, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, am I? I feel
Now
like
he's a mayor.
Yeah, and now he's the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yes.
Yep.
You see, he choke slammed one of his assistants through a table. He put the mask on and then choke slams him.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Did you see the newest Superhuman video had a choke slam?
No.
Yeah.
Do you watch that kid?
No, not really. Not consistently.
Oh, you got it. He's the most entertaining person on the internet.
I gotta check it out then.
It's for all my juggalos and juggalettes. Hope you like this and don't try this at home. Whoop whoop. And then he screams, and then he'll like, we're gonna watch one on After Hours together.
Oh, God.
God, he's the best. Scarfy the Strange says, it seems that their business model is to antagonize the fan base and sell to their opponent.
Yeah.
So this is the James Bond tactic, but it also seems like the new Terminator tactic.
Oh, big time. Big time.
Yep.
What did you think of the news that Edward Furlong is back as John Connor?
Too goddamn late.
Yeah.
Too fucking late.
He's been waiting for a callback since the second one, so you know.
Yeah. Does he even know what year it is?
Yeah, he thinks it's 2003.
Oh, we're making a third Terminator. Arnold, you look good, bro.
Yeah,
he's been doing conventions here and there, and I'm just like, dude, you don't look really good. It's like, oh man.
I saw him at one before I met you at the Horror Hound, probably 2012 or 13.
Yeah. I remember he was a big pull for that one. Yeah. Well, he was at Days of the Dead here, I think in February, and I kind of walked by the table and I was like, shit, man. Are you okay? Do you need a hug? What's going on, man? You all right? You good? You doing good? It was just, yeah, it wasn't really nice. I was like, oh man, it was hard to look at him.
Yeah, he didn't take good care of himself.
No.
Too Lazy says, I want to see Bond fight Soros and Antifa. That would be an interesting fight.
I'd buy it for $1.
Would you?
I would.
Speaking of buying, Dion, they showed a new RoboCop figure at Comic-Con.
Really?
Really?
Even I want to get this one.
Well, it's the real RoboCop, not fucking.
Not Joel Kinnaman.
Yeah, not RoboCop.
Yes, this is okay. So you guys know the Funko company that makes those shitty pops.
Yeah.
They also do these little 5-point of articulation figures. They'll do like Snake Plissken or Corbin Dallas. So they got a new series coming out, and RoboCop is one of them. They also got a bunch of Predators. They have, or maybe these are Super 7. Anyway, they have RoboCop, and it looks pretty cool. So there you go, Dion. That's something else you got to buy.
Fuck yeah.
Actually, that's a way they could probably bring back Terminators if he versus RoboCop, and they went through that whole comic series. I'd watch that.
I would go see that tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah, RoboCop versus Terminator. Yeah, I'd watch that in a heartbait.
I keep telling you, dude, the future of like billion-dollar movies is ridiculous crossovers that no one saw.
No. I've been saying that since Jason versus Freddy. That shit, that wasn't the best movie in the world. It was kind of terrible, but goddamn if that didn't bring in some damn money.
And it was.
I love your description. It was kind of terrible.
It really was. It really was. But one thing it did do, it got people hyped. They even had a Vegas like boxing thing happening with like the weigh-ins or whatever. They went ridiculous with the stuff they were doing for it, and it made money.
The website was dope as shit. It had the countdown on there.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. It was crazy shit,
awesome.
Man.
That's
how you put butts in seats. You do weird over the top shit like that.
I went on an AOL chat room to talk about Freddy versus Jason when it came
Whoa.
out. That's how long ago.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what you gotta do these days. You gotta do crossovers. I think I remember hearing what is it, Django and Zorro are getting a movie as well. Like, you know, a buddy cop comedy whatever movie as well.
Antonio
So
Banderas?
I hope so because that would be awesome. Because I love Antonio Banderas. He's fucking underrated and he needs more work.
Hey, Dion.
Yes, sir.
Antonio Banderas is getting a Zorro doll.
What?
Oh, that's awesome.
Who's making it?
Yeah.
Those movies are kick-ass. I love them all.
Oh yeah, dude.
The first one's one of my favorite movies that I forgot I loved.
Yeah, it was one of those movies that you just don't. There was kind of like a wave of those in like the 90s and the early 2000s where you had like, you know, just one-off kind of pulp character, you know, like Phantom or whatever. A lot of people hate Phantom. I love the Phantom.
It's a great movie.
I like it too.
Fucking Billy Zane. Speaking of hair pieces, fucking the
Dion.
All right.
Dion met Billy Zane.
Yeah, you did.
You got a
He
hug.
gave him a hug.
Did you meet Billy Zane or did you meet the hollow husk that calls itself Billy Zane today.
We met bald-headed golf cat Billy Zane, who was actually very warm and smelled really good.
Yeah. No, I'm sure he seems like a cool cat, you know.
Oh yeah, it wasn't like tired ass Billy Zane that you see like from pictures of other cons where he's just like, hey, you got a bullet that I could borrow specifically in a gun? You know, like that. He was ready to go. I was worried though, because like his assistants and stuff, we thought that they were gonna tell us to like get the fuck out of there, but he fucking was laughing and he walked right up to me. It was dope.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Let's see. TLJ Screwjob says, but Dion, and one of two of Jeff, or half of Jeff, must like the new 007 because she's black. You're the same race. Why is your internalized whiteness coming out? Sarcasm.
Because we hate ourselves.
Hey, Dion, let's continue to hate ourselves by disliking this terrible creative choice from Hollywood.
All right, buddy, that's a great idea.
So anyway, how is your sex life?
I can't tell you that. That's confidential.
Oh, what a story, Mark.
I don't think any of us are ready to see his internal whiteness come out. I don't think we're gonna keep it PG-13 in here.
This show is very far from PG-13.
Yeah, all right.
Scarfy the Strange says if they want a female James Bond, they should watch the 1967 Casino Royale. Considering that we already have a few female spy movies, this gender swap Bond seems done out of spite.
Well, you can thank Phoebe Walrus bitch for that one.
AKA L337, the robot from Solo: A Star Wars Story.
Correct.
How does that woman keep getting work?
They basically turned that sex bot from Fallout New Vegas into a character. Star Wars, right?
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
100% accurate.
Razor, have you made your way through the 67 Casino Royale?
I've seen it a number of times on Turner Classic Movies, and I'll catch a little bit here and there. It seems all right for what it is. But, you know, I certainly... I'm going to have to sit down and actually watch it.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the plot of it besides there's multiple James Bonds. You know, when you're a kid and you're like, that's not an official Bond movie, I don't want to watch it, then I didn't watch it. And then Never Say Never Again, I just don't like that movie.
Yeah. The only thing I remember from the 67 Casino Royale is that it's got David Niven in it and Woody Allen. That's the only thing I remember from that movie.
Not Woody Harrelson?
No, I don't believe he was in that movie, Jeff.
Okay. Just wanted clarification, Kenda. Sometimes I forget these things.
You get your Woodies
they look
confused.
alike. Yeah. Is that the Space Ranger, right?
Yeah, Spranger.
White Wolf says 2 black female SJWs are now on the Bond comics. I stopped reading the James Bond comics 2 years ago, maybe. Nothing to do with politics. Just wasn't really interested in it.
Yeah, I wasn't even aware. You know, there's a really good series that's basically a James Bond comic, but it doesn't suck, called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It didn't last that long, but it was really, really good back in like the early 2000s. I've never read any Bond comics, though.
You're not really missing out. The 90s ones are fun. It was that... Okay, so from 89 to 95, there was no Bond movie, but they had a video game called The Duel on Sega Genesis, and then they had a series of comics from Dark Horse. And if you ever find yourself out at a comic book shop and you find them, pick them up. I mean, they're different. They're very, very 90s, but it's like if they made a James Bond movie.
They're very 90s. So Bond had like 20 pouches, and he had 2 gigantic tank-sized weapons.
You laugh, but that's honestly one of the covers. It's called like Serpent's Tooth or something. That's exactly what it is. He even has like a slight mullet.
Oh my god!
I have to read these now. It's like James Bond 2099.
By the way, I did look up Kiss Kiss Bang Bang the comic. I read these back in the day. I remember the issue number 1. Because if you read it, he goes up to Sean Connery. He goes, Bond? He goes, no, Bond Street, actually. And it's like they drew Sean Connery into the comic book. So it's a pretty cool
Nice.
little like one-off. That Shouldn't Be says, what's crazy about Bond, the Bond franchise, is that they have inbuilt means to introduce female/black MI6 agents, 001, 002, 003, and so on, and create spin-off series instead they choose to tokenize.
Yep.
Fair assessment.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't do 006 because we still remember Trevelyan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you shouldn't do 009 because he was the clown in Octopussy.
Well, there was one. Didn't they flash her on the screen and fucking? Is it The World Is Not Enough or Tomorrow Never Dies? I forget which one.
World Is Not Enough.
Yeah, briefly they showed a bunch of 00 agents and there was a broad in there. So,
and if you go back to Thunderball, they show all the 00
all of them
agents,
are sitting.
It was a big thing. Blofeld's threat to nuke half the world or something.
That's what it was.
Oh, the simplicity of 1965.
Wow, it's like they knew what they were doing and they had their shit together.
Yeah, go figure.
Modalicious says an R-rated Finding Nemo. Nemo is El Chapo's Homeland Security code name. Music by Los Lobos.
Okay, yeah, I'm down. Let's do it.
Yeah, or we could just take the mantle on ourselves from last week and make our own live action Finding Nemo R-rated.
I like our Dumbo as voiced by Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah,
one of our listeners on Patreon.
I think I got enough fish fucking in Shape of Water.
Can we not see that movie?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Razor, if you think of any R-rated Disney films, give us your pitch before the show's over. they're a lot of fun.
Right.
Tim Riggs says they do the replacement because they have no confidence that they can make an offshoot work. Probably true. This is 100% consistent with this BS, trying to scam existing fans to pay for the subversion.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
By the way, I already thought of a R-rated Disney film. Actually, it's probably X-rated.
Okay.
The Little Spermaid.
Oh,
God damn.
Sorry.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I mean, that's exactly what they're doing because we've discussed it countless times that nobody's wanting to take any risks anymore and be creative and make their own shit. They just want to keep banking on stuff that's been successful in the past and then put their own stupid spin on it.
Yeah,
so it's
make
a very
your own
2019
movie
spin that they can get rid of. It's like we don't really need a James Bond offshoot.
Yeah, and you're right. It's a very 2019 spin. It's gonna it's gonna date all the movies that are made during this time. It's like, oh yeah, remember that thing they did back then? Yep, I remember that. That was crap.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Fireheart wants to know who's your favorite femme fatale
from James Bond?
It just says femme fatale, so I guess give a Bond one and then an outside one.
Oh yeah. Oh well, shit. You'd have to go. I mean, as far as full blown femme fatale, you'd have to go with maybe like someone from an actual film noir. But from the movies, I'd say, Xenia was really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
She's got to be the best one for Bond. I can't see anyone else being better. I mean, you have what's her name and Die Another Day, but she's not. I mean, Xenia's just way better.
Xenia moaned pleasurably as she was gunning people down.
Yeah.
I mean, what about that doesn't scream? This chick enjoys what she's doing. A little too much, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like full blown femme fatale, maybe the broad from Double Indemnity, or the chick from Out of the Past. One of those, like someone from an actual fucking film noir. But because that's where you made the femme fatale trope.
I'm trying to look up a list of them off the top of my head. On Entertainment Weekly, they say Sharon Stone from Basic Instinct.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a femme
that
fatale.
counts, but I mean that's kind of a low hanging fruit one because
she did flash her beeve.
She did. people use a lot of rose color glasses when they look back at that movie, but she's up there.
They have both versions of Catwoman on film, the good ones.
Oh god.
I don't know if I'd
Michelle
say
Pfeiffer.
Nolan's is a femme fatale.
Oh yeah, Pussy Galore. How could we?
Oh, there you
She's
go.
awesome,
there you go.
Xenia for sure is better though.
Zenyatta is on this list.
Yeah, I was gonna say, talk about toxic masculinity. He takes pussy galore and bangs her straight.
That's very true. That's very true.
What were
It's
her,
so much more
what
prevalent
were her
in the
pilots
book.
called again, Jeff?
The flying circus.
The Flying Circus.
Yeah. God, that was.
Pussy Galore's Flying Circus.
Oh.
I mean, I think outside of Bond, my favorite has to be Charlie from, even though she's the protagonist, but Charlie from Long Kiss Goodnight, Gina Davis.
Oh shit!
That's high up there on my
okay.
list. That's probably my favorite outside of Bond.
God, Long Kiss Goodnight. Holy crap!
Mhm.
That's been a while.
That's a guilty pleasure of mine.
That
I love
is,
that
man. I
movie.
forgot about that movie. Shit, now I gotta get
Yeah, dude, she's probably.
it.
That's from the era where Sam Jackson forgot how to act for like 3 years.
It was
And
just
he
him
got really good
screaming.
again.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
movie is just like 98% him just screaming.
Then The Negotiator happened, and it got better.
Dude, The Negotiator. Oh,
Not going to
God.
jail today.
God, so underrated.
It's Kevin Spacey though.
Dude,
He's good
there's
at it.
no,
He's still good in it.
the
Mhm.
charges aren't being.
Yeah, so they got dropped.
Yeah, so there you go.
Jeff, I
I
guess
can't think of any more.
I mean, there's
I'm here. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's a short list of good
Oh.
ones. I mean, there's a lot of shitty ones, but there's a very short list of really really good ones.
Well, our friend Modalicious says R-rated Brave. A Bukkake actress refuses to retire despite her proximity to San Francisco's Bay Area.
Bordering
could
a
be
little
pretty
more
good,
on
I
the
guess.
X.
Oh, fucking Mayday. God damn it. Sorry, I should have said Mayday. She was
Oh, yeah.
Grace back
Grace-
when everyone was pretending Grace Jones can act.
Well, wait, wasn't there a problem with her on the current Bond movie or something? Like, that could pop
they
up
got
too.
rid of her. Or she quit.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, and I'm sure everyone's like, oh, it's the men made her leave. I'm like, I'm sure she just kind of went a little crazy and left, or maybe her demands are too demanding. I don't know.
Nomads Cheap and Nerdy sent in 2 $1 super chats in a row. Thank you very much. C. Kalawinski says Christopher Lloyd wants a climate change Back to the Future 4. Have you guys heard about this?
Yes, and
Yeah, I heard about that. It's just like,
I was like, Chris, put down your phone and go back to your tapioca pudding.
Oh my God. See, he's only saying this because he looks like he was dehydrated in the fucking sun now. What the fuck?
he needs to be hydrated to level 4, please.
No shit.
You win.
Somebody put that dude in a fucking humidor.
Yeah, well, I mean, I he's obviously saying it just to keep relevant. It's like, yeah, I know, man, I get it. You were in Piranha 1 and 2,
Yeah.
and nobody remembers that.
Wants us to say yes to a climate change Back to the Future. Keep in mind, this is the guy who said yes to that Pamela Anderson sitcom.
Oh God,
God damn.
I don't know about that one.
Well, he just needs to work and wants to look at titties. Okay, I can't knock the man for that.
Duke Leto says Benjamin Barnes sounds like the discount James Bond.
Yes.
He's his like half brother.
It's his lost cousin.
Lucky Barnes' grandson.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thunder Robot says you guys make it hard to paint while listening.
Yeah.
We
Well,
try our
we had
best.
that effect.
Then don't paint.
Yeah.
Maybe you just suck or you have Parkinson's.
You mean to tell me I'm supposed to use titanium white?
Keep Bob Ross.
I'm gonna have a happy little Parkinson's trimmer.
Damn.
God damn, that's an even spicier meatball.
We should just call this spicy meatballs with RazörFist.
Take a shot every time one of us goes, oof.
Jeez, people would be on the floor halfway through this podcast.
You'd be dead, Nick. I've seen
Oh,
you
I
get
know.
like
Oh,
those.
I know. I'd be. Yeah, I know. I know it happened. Also, we have 1,250 people watching. Can we get 1,250 thumbs up, please?
Yes.
Boom. Jason Green says between Bond going woke and people crapping in pools, only a horse could make things worse. Sorry, Dion.
I ain't watching that movie. Get out of the pool, a turd hits you in the cheek, and there's a horse standing there. Nope, I'm out.
Yeah, and the horse licked your ice cream.
I ain't dying in this movie. I'm noping the fuck out.
I would actually love to watch that. Logan Michael Anti Funko Pop says, MJ touched kids, changed my mind, pop mega gay.
Well, she was mad at Peter for
Oh, Dion.
Oh God!
Thank you,
God!
Good shit.
Either that or he was just being really smart to diffuse the situation.
God damn, dude.
Jeremy Smith says RazörFist doesn't wank off, he cuts off.
No, I think it wouldn't that technically be whittling?
Yes.
He'd be whittling wood,
Right?
It makes sense.
He's got the skinniest. He's got the skinniest peen in all of fucking comic books.
Right?
No wonder he's mad.
I'd be pissed off too. Like shit. I was rocking the North Pole. Now I got a super narrow urethra as the least of my
This blind
problems.
guy is fucking this hot redhead. This is bullshit.
I hate to play the narrow urethra card.
Beautiful. I put that motherfucker on a tee and he smashed it. I love it.
Longtime listener Chano Cyber 9 Avila says, a gay crime lord who murders and tortures. Yeah, good image for the LGBT community. Might as well do the description of the ambiguously gay duo joke.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, what are they going to do next? Cast one as like, you know, a Terminator?
Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Jeremy Smith says 007 pegged another day.
Oh God!
Oh.
Now we know where the two double O's came from.
Oh, shut up, Kendo.
You sick bastard.
I love it. Sorry, I had to click off for a second. Our friend Logan Michael, sorry, that shouldn't be, says Channel Awesome died because SJW took over. Back when they forced Spoonie out, it was Mars Girl first SJW act and destroyed Doug's business.
Oh wow!
It certainly didn't help.
Well, you know, it didn't help, but
I think the fact that everyone could just watch the same shit on YouTube, only better, probably had something to do with it
that
too.
probably was the bigger contributor for sure. And,
Like, who's going to go to a devoted website for a specific series when you could just go on YouTube and watch it? You know what I mean?
Ask Screen Junkies. They know how that fucking went.
No shit, or Screw Attack or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
What happened to Screen Junkies? Are they just not, you know?
They still do the fake honest trailers, but they tried to make their own fucking streaming service, and then they tried to put half their shit behind a paywall on their own website, and that just did not
sounds
go well.
like a terrible idea.
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
And then they were doing like they tried to kick off their website / streaming service with those fucking fake roasts. Like they were doing like the roast of Darth Vader and the roast of other shit, and the comedians were pretending to be these characters. It was fucking terrible.
It sounds terrible just listening to you describe it.
Yeah, and they were like,
Yeah,
"Hey, pay
like
$5 a month to get this shit," and they were gonna try and move the honest trailers to that service, and it did not fucking go well, dude.
Damn.
Well, I don't
Coming next
listen
summer,
anymore.
world class bullshitter streaming service.
Shit. Have you heard about Netflix and like their quarter earnings and shit like that?
It says they lost 123,000 subscribers.
Yep.
Not only that,
Yep.
but I mean, they've been losing fucking millions for the longest goddamn time. Like, what, 3-4 years ago, it was reported they lost how many 100 million a year?
Because they borrowed like what was it, $5 billion for that original shit, or even more than that. They borrowed a shit ton of money for original fucking programming.
They borrowed
crazy.
a shit. Yeah, they borrowed a shit ton because I remember hearing last year they used I think $12 billion last year to make original content.
Yeah, it's
And
fucking
half of that was shot here. Shit.
That would explain why when you walk into a Target, there's an entire half the store dedicated to Stranger Things merchandise.
Yeah, no, exactly. They're trying to recoup their investment because merchandise, unlike fucking DVDs and shit, actually sells.
Well,
Unless it's Star Wars.
I mean, when I heard fucking how much they spent. Now I love Daredevil on Netflix. I thought it was awesome, but they when I heard how much they spent per episode on that shit.
What was the price tag?
Like, it was like the price of a small movie every fucking episode.
It was over like $1.5 million episode or some crazy shit.
It was nuts. And they kept going and going. And when I heard that, it kind of made sense once they started shit canning the series. Like I mean,
HBO spent $10 million an episode on Game of Thrones.
Yeah, no, exactly. Which always pissed me off because they canceled fucking Rome because it was too expensive, and then they turned around and they're like, "Here, we can't have this expensive shit over here. Now let's make the most expensive television show ever made to replace it. Let's make sure that happens." That was politics. That was horseshit. But it didn't pay off for them. But.
Yeah, I mean, it did, except maybe not that last season since everybody's not really happy with it. So
well, maybe they should have just made more Rome. That was a good show.
It was good. They canceled Deadwood for the same reason. I was pissed.
Well, but we're getting a Deadwood movie though.
Yeah, the Deadwood movie's on there now, I think. So
yeah, and it's damn good. But like that still pissed me off.
It's so the streaming services are so weird, so strange. Yeah. But yeah, I think Netflix is gonna start concentrating even more so on their own content and start really going away with the normal stuff, the old stuff.
The problem is the quality control is not there. Like it wasn't.
No, it isn't.
It's hard to imagine this, but like Daredevil, when that came out, was one of like the first 3.
Yeah.
That had ever existed, the original Netflix series. I mean,
yeah,
and I'm like, what the fuck, really? I thought they always had, but no, really, in the last like 3 years, they've just gone totally over the fucking edge with the original content. It's so much of it sucks ass through a garden hose. It's unfucking believable. Like they spend $2.50 for some Cal Arts graduate to make a fucking cartoon with dick jokes and farts. And they call it a new fucking Netflix series. I mean, they spend nothing on these. Like, did you see the fucking, I don't know if you're into anime, there was an anime adaptation of the manga Blame.
Yep.
That was like anime. I mean, it looked like it had been animated by like a first-year graphic design student. It was awful. It was cel-shaded, of course, because that's going to cover the fucking mess. Oh, it's god-awful.
Oh, God, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Well, I thought of you, Nick, when I heard the story today, because I know you love to cover the decline of Netflix.
I do, because I find it incredibly interesting that this thing because I think when I was in Tennessee last week at home, I found an old Netflix leaflet in the mail. It said it was for the DVD thing. It was like, hey, there's the service, you pick your DVD from the thing online, and you get in 3 to 5 business days. Like I still have that leaflet. I was like, shit, this was the beginning of it.
Yeah,
and like I think 3 or 4 years ago they were peaking, and now they're just falling. Yeah. And I hope they don't become the VOD version of Blockbuster, because that would be weird.
No, it's weird because at the same time you got Amazon Prime, which their original series are actually way improved.
And they actually snatched The Expanse from Sci-Fi. Sci-Fi canceled it, and then Amazon's like, oh, we got it. It's like, good, because that's an amazing show, and I love that show, and I'm glad it's in a network now, or a place now where they actually have some money to put behind it. So hopefully it means it's going to be better. So I'm happy with that. But it's just weird because I mean, even Sci-Fi, they canceled Happy, which was a ridiculously amazing show and crazy as shit, and they're just like, oh, nobody's watching it, canceled. It's like, oh, fuck you guys.
And leave it to YouTube. Like, what was it, like a year ago? They're like, we're going to be the next Netflix, just in time for Netflix to begin its long, precipitous fucking collapse. Like, only Google would strike while the iron is fucking frozen.
Well, they're doing the same thing with like game consoles. Like, all right, everybody else has got a game console. We're going to bring out ours now. It's like, of course you are. Good for you.
Just in time for PC gaming to be the only platform that has any momentum whatsoever.
God,
good shit.
Yeah, it's wonderful stuff. Yeah, Google's another one. Shit, man. Yeah, I mean, I know Apple either has their own streaming service or is building it.
Oh yeah, the streaming services, the disparate streaming services are totally going to cancel each other out, and there's going to be a big ass fucking crash.
Hold on, what streaming services?
Well, there's so many launching at once. I'm just saying that they're going to cannibalize each other. You're going to you have the CBS All Access, which, there's 5.5 people that have that, and you got the fucking Hulu, and you've already had Amazon and Hulu and Netflix. Now you're going to add in Disney. You're going to add in, what is there, like a Fox streaming service? I'm sure there's going to be Warner Brothers. Like, there's just too fucking many. And who the fuck is going to pay $15 a month or whatever it costs to 20 different websites? Because that shit stacks up. Like, I don't care if you're Daddy Warbucks. That's retarded.
Yeah, it's bullshit. And yeah, you're right. They're gonna control their out. I know. On Hulu they had the Criterion Collection on there, and then they were like, "Oh, we're gonna take it off and make our own streaming service." They failed within a year.
Yeah.
And like some of those Criterion movies are really good, and I wanted to watch them, and they're like, "Oh no, we're making our own service." Well, you fucked up. You should have stayed on Amazon. You should have stayed on Hulu. At least you were making money. At least there was money coming in.
Yeah, HBO has the right idea. They've had HBO Go forever, but they leave the full older HBO shows up on Amazon Prime, which is pretty cool, because it advertises your new shit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Which is a smart move, I think.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned CBS All Access, because for the last couple of days I've gotten a lot of advertisements all over my stuff for CBS All Access and Twilight Zone. I'm just like, oh, are you trying to sell me this show? Because I don't want it.
Good luck with that.
I do not want it. I've watched all the episodes now, and they're all.
And two flagship shows on CBS All Access suck dick: Star Trek Discovery and the Twilight Zone, and it fucking killed their momentum from the goddamn jump. And no one's gonna watch episodes of Big Bang Theory all the goddamn time. Yeah,
because that's what I want to watch all the fucking time. 4 sitcom nerds for 10 goddamn seasons.
No, you don't want to watch Star Trek Discovery there, the Star Trek Loquacia edition or whatever the fuck.
Jesus. Oh god, I watched a little bit of that and I was just like, if this didn't have the Star Trek name on it, I would be fine with it. I was like, this doesn't make any sense in the universe. It doesn't go together. It's just weird.
You and millions of other fans said the exact same shit.
I can't wait for the first movie based off Discovery, The Search for a Father Figure.
Yeah,
it's talk to Doomcock about that.
Well, you know what? It's gonna be on CBS All Access. That movie's gonna be like right there. And you have to pay for it for God knows how much. Oh, jeez. One thing I really hate now is a lot of these services are doing the exact same thing, where it's like $5 or $6 for the ad version, and then $10 or more for the ad-free version. It's like, do one version and make it ad-free. Please.
Yeah.
Don't give me this bullshit version of like, oh, ads then no ads. Like, fuck you.
Oh, I hate that shit. I hate that shit. I'm watching ads before a fucking TV show that I'm paying for.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's like DVD advertisements all over again.
Yeah.
You wouldn't download a car, would you?
Yeah, I would if I wanted to 3D print it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. I just think it's hilarious that the 3 top VOD companies are probably gonna make it through.
Logan, my throat.
Oh wow, that was weird.
Yeah.
I froze again.
Sorry about that.
Oh no, you're fine. What about the VOD services? I'll read Logan Michaels in a minute.
No, I'm done talking about it. It's fine.
Okay.
No, because I was talking about it, and then I heard you come in, and I was like, whoa, okay. Like the connection went weird for a second. That's all it was. My bad.
We got our biggest audience in a couple of weeks for this podcast. We got a really great guest, and the internet shits itself.
And your internet's fucking spurging out. Good shit.
Logan Michael Anti Funko Pop says Top Gun 2 even gayer.
You went to Comic-Con though, right? Sorry, random question. No. I know, but you actually went to Comic-Con, or you were just watching the announcements?
Oh, I was watching the announcements.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm out of Ohio. There is nothing even relevant news-wise coming out of Ohio.
Right. Okay.
It's like, hey, we have a heat wave coming. That's exciting, right?
And I actually lied. I did go to Comic-Con one year, but I went for a Street Fighter tournament. For Evo was there in like 2006. It was like the Western Evo, whatever the fucks. I didn't really walk the floor that much because that's what I was doing.
Do you still play competitively?
Oh, no. I was never like a big competitive Street Fighter guy. I just wanted to go that year because it was relatively close.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
I
actually
tried
where
to get into gaming tournaments, but I suck.
that's actually where the RazörFist name comes from. Is that was the name I used when I was doing like local competitions and shit like that in Street Fighter.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I see. There we go. I had something. I've watched your videos. I don't remember you saying that because I go back to you did Splinter Cell like a long time ago. Right?
Yes.
All of them. Yeah. There. Before. I mean, I've been watching you for a couple years, but before we had you on last year, I think I went back as far as I could and just kept going back and watching the old ones. So I'll remember that. Let's see. Modalicious says, "Channel awesome is what happens when you cover up your staff's certain word addiction just before he starts a pistol. Was that insensitive?" No.
Oh God.
Take a drink. Oof.
Yeah. Obi-Wan 27883 says, "Just FYI, they're actually F/A18 E or F variants."
Yeah,
Right.
I'm calling it an F-18. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm well aware of all that, but it's still an F-18.
I know Navy pilots who call it F-18. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro. Or they call it the bug.
Snowman 0417 or 0147 says, "Hello, RazörFist. How do you feel about synthwave?"
I was into that. Yeah, I've been into it for years. I don't know. I probably got into it around 2011, 2012 or something. It's kind of weird now because it got real popular. Now it's in fucking car commercials and shit. I'm a little weirded out, but I'm fine. I like it. I like it. The only criticism I have of it is sometimes a lot of it sounds pretty fucking samey.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you'll hear like 20 different synthwave artists and it all sounds like the same shit.
Yeah, I think 2011 is because Tron Legacy came out, and that's what kind of when that started.
Maybe I didn't even see that. I heard the first Laser Hawk record, which was like 2010, but I heard it a year later.
Because I know Daft Punk did a couple of things, and even the whole soundtrack was kind of in that synth wave kind of thing, and like I think that's what made it more mainstream.
Yeah,
it made it kind of come out more, and people were listening to it and stuff like that. I think that's what really did it.
Definitely.
I bought that soundtrack. It was amazing back then. At least.
I did too. I still have it. Still have it.
I'm just thinking about Daft Punk now. By the way, Nick, you're the one that got me into synthwave stuff. That's why a lot of our songs are what they are for the channel, the copyright-free versions.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I remember listening to
the Neon DeLorean.
Oh, that one, dude! I fucking love that video. Yeah, actually, that particular, I guess, artist or whatever, I bought their music on iTunes a long time ago. I listened to it while night driving all the time. It's perfect for that.
Kind of jealous. I just listen to Axel F all the time. And every variation that exists. Admiral Tiberius says, "This episode of WCBS is just filthy. The podcast is getting ridiculous, but we love it. Bless the WCBS crew. The Emperor protects."
Thank Bond 25, the world's first affirmative action film.
Oh, God.
Alejandro Flores Ibarra says, "Are you familiar with 007 YouTuber Haphazard Stuff?" No. Are you, RazörFist?
No, I've never heard of it. There's a full-on channel devoted to 007?
Maybe so. Let me look. I know there's a guy named...
Yeah, I love that shit. I don't know if you're the same way. I love podcasts that are devoted to one thing. You know what I mean? Like, I love that kind of stuff. Like we were talking about Kevin Smith earlier, where he had the Batman podcast. It was really good in the beginning, where he was just talking about Batman, and he just interviewed people who were involved in the Batman movies or the Batman comics, or he interviewed Adam West or whatever. Like, that's great, because you're just sticking to one topic or whatever. The variety thing, I mean, not to bash the podcast that I'm currently on, because I love it.
Damn it!
It has its place, but you know what I mean? I like subject podcasts a lot.
I get where you're coming from. I looked him up. It looks like he might be an exclusively 007 podcast, but I've never heard of him. There's a guy I watch called Calvin Dyson or something like that, but that's about as far as my 007 podcast or YouTube channels go. I feel like people aren't going to teach me anything about James Bond, so I don't really watch a lot of stuff about it. I'm not trying to sound egotistical, but I've seen the movies, I've read the books on production of each film, stuff like that. So it's just going to be regurgitated knowledge that I already have. Rhaegar Targaryen says Reginald Vell Johnson for Doctor Doom. It's time.
Yeah.
Man,
Fuck that. Reginald L. Johnson for James Bond. Fucking
Yeah.
fuck it, man.
Oh shit.
I'm all I'm
00
on
Winslow.
yeah.
Double O Winslow. Fuck, man. Come on, let's do that.
that. And Steve-O and Carlsbad can be M and Q.
God.
God, the 90s are calling us. You know, I tried to watch Family Matters on Hulu. I just couldn't do it.
It's okay to
I got
be
through about
wrong.
2
It's
seasons.
all right.
But Home Improvement, I made it through every episode. So
It is
Oh,
Home
man.
Improvement.
Well, that's because Tim Allen is a total Chad.
yeah, he was awesome. Not nothing bad to say about that guy for me. Swinging Cod says, Nick, you should be more afraid of finding out the scandalous stuff with the DNA. Ancestry.com it showed I have a half cis and grandma was cheating in the 50s.
Damn.
I've heard of
do
that
it.
shit. I've heard a lot of that stuff as well. And that's even funnier because people will go through their DNA stuff and it's like, why is a portion of my family this? And they go back to the history and ask grandma these questions and whoop, something happened. And that's funnier to me because that causes a whole family controversy and like weird phone calls and messages and like awkward Thanksgivings and stuff. So I like that more.
Well, Grandpa's dead, so he can't be pissed. Echo Base Network says, breaking news. Daniel goes back to Okinawa in season 3 of Cobra Kai. Thoughts on announcement of Edward Furlong coming back to Terminator? I think we're all kind of just like, it's not going to save this movie.
No.
Yeah, and I mean, like the thing they were doing with this one is the same thing they were doing with Halloween. It's like, oh, we're bringing back the guy who did the first one. We're bringing back Arnold Schwarzenegger. Leonard Hamilton's coming back. We're doing all these things that were in the T2 and T1. Because of that, it's going to be a great movie. It's like, no,
Right.
it takes more than the people involved in it to be involved in it. There has to be a great, compelling story.
No, exactly. If just somebody being involved with it made it an instant masterpiece, what the fuck happened with Prometheus and Alien Covenant?
There you go.
Like, fucking, I love Ridley Scott, but what the fuck?
I agree. I agree.
Comanche Viper says, you ever play Terminator versus RoboCop on Genesis?
I think I did. I think it was a long time ago. But yeah, I think I remember playing it because me and my brother loved both those genres, and we found the game and we played it, and it was awesome. It was ridiculous, but it was awesome. But once again, they need to make that a movie. Make that movie, and you'll make $1 billion.
Peter Weller's got to do the voice.
I have no problem with that.
Okay.
That's fine.
They can get somebody else to wear the suit because he's kind of old.
A little bit.
Listen, just use the deep fakes software to put his face on RoboCop. That's all. Because did you see did you see the footage of Jim Carrey in The Shining?
Yeah.
Yes, it's creepy.
Yeah, they can just do that. Just do that for RoboCop. Be happy. Just do that.
I did not like that one bit.
It was really terrifying, but it fit really well.
Yeah.
The Schwarzenegger. Did you watch the Bill Hader one where he becomes Schwarzenegger mid?
Yeah, when he's on Conan or whatever.
Yeah.
So unsettling. Bruce Lombardo says, Razor, thank you for recommending Elric comics.
Fuck yeah, they're really, really good.
What are they?
I don't know what it is, but France, you would think they'd be cucked into oblivion, but their comics are the total polar opposite. It's like American comics are total SJW PC nonsense. But our society is still relatively politically incorrect. France is, a socialist dystopia, and yet their comics, bande dessinée is what they're called, kind of like manga has a different name. Their comics are totally politically incorrect, violent, and just fantastic. And Elric, they've done 3 graphic novels now. They're all exceptional. I think they've got 1 or 2 more to do. They have a fantastic Conan comic that just curb checks the living shit out of the new Marvel one. France is killing it on the comics front.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's good
I'm
stuff.
looking up the art right now. It looks really good.
Yeah, that's another thing. The art is absolutely spectacular.
Jimmy in TN says, I liked Roger Moore better in Cannonball Run.
I like Roger Moore better in everything.
God, that's been a while. Jeez. I think Jaws was in that too, wasn't he? In Cannonball Run? In one of the Cannonball Runs. I think
I haven't seen him, sorry.
Yeah.
I know. Mark C says, I believe Titan Comics collected them, but there's a collection of James Bond newspaper strips out of Britain that are fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah.
You are correct, Mark C. I own those, at least a couple of them. They have the old John McCluskey comics strips. They have there's one artist. It's literally just one name, like Madonna or Cher, but everyone's kind of weird looking. But they're awesome comics. Like Bond's on a what is he on, like a dirigible or whatever, a Zeppelin, and he's like, it's like some luxury Zeppelin, and they're like, it's crazy. The people get kidnapped and put into a cave. It's very fun.
Jesus, Jeff, get your ostentatious aircraft correct, man. Come on now, you're better than this.
Yeah.
At least I didn't call it a Hindenburg.
Are you like me, and then you think it might be interesting if they wanted to do something different with Bond, instead of trying to bring him too up to date or whatever, do your own thing, maybe put him in a different time period?
I would be okay if they took the Man from U.N.C.L.E. approach. You know, that was a 60s period piece.
Right.
That way you can put Bond in the 60s and be like, well, it was the 60s. We can't really change much about history, so accept it.
Do it kind of like a Diesel Punk sort of a thing.
Ooh,
or like
that'd be
you know what I
nice.
mean? Like just put him in his era and just steer into the style and, you know, the misogyny of it.
Dude, yeah, Diesel Punk is pretty awesome. I'd like to see that. That'd be cool.
Just own it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Own the era.
Yeah, they should do that. This way they can, you know, quit having to deal with all this bullshit.
Yeah.
Admiral Tiberius says, just saying, I'm excited for the new Rambo.
Oh, it looks fantastic.
Yep. Definitely excited.
Sign me up.
Rambo versus the nation of Mexico. Basically.
Oh, God.
And they're not sending their best.
Stone Cold Jeremy says, hey, guys, just wanted to say thank you for a good show.
Welcome.
Thanks for being here, Stone Cold Jeremy. You know, this has been like the Grand Inquisitor said at the beginning of the show. We had High Council with Mauler. I had my show with Jesse Milestone last night. Tonight has beat those, and then tomorrow we got our Spider-Man commentary. This has been a good week to be a fan of this channel.
Mm-hmm.
We have, you know, we're very fortunate. We kind of fired on all cylinders. I'm happy. Shitty internet connection aside, I'm having a lot of fun. Salvador says, Femme Fatale, a wild card, Asajj Ventress.
I don't know who that is.
She's the bald lady from Star Wars.
Yeah, from Star Wars.
Oh, jeez.
She was in some of the comics, and then they brought her to that TV show.
Come on, Nick, get your shit together.
Yeah.
Let's see, where am I at? Russell Nash says, R-rated Disney film, The Emperor's New Splooge. Sir, that's not an R-rated film.
God, it's basically him trying to father a son, but he keeps getting daughters.
I'm picturing Emperor Snoke in his bathrobe all of a sudden.
Space
Why
Hugh
would you
Hefner.
do that to yourself?
In his fucking Hugh Hefner smoking jacket.
You know, that Snoke action figures are the impetus for our next big video I'm working on. Because
God.
God, I see him everywhere.
Another YouTuber who has a very prominent toy channel was kind of had some snarky remarks to somebody that tagged us on something on Twitter. And I was like, huh. And then, because he's like, well, Snoke is clogging the shelves. It's not like this didn't happen back in the 80s. I'm like, yeah, maybe after Return of the Jedi when the trailer or the trilogy ended.
Right.
Not in the middle of it when it's supposed to be white hot and we're so excited for it.
Well, and even at that, like in the 90s, it was a totally different beast where you had, you know, like I remember when KB Toys was still fucking around. They would have a whole goddamn, you know, section that was nothing but Star Wars. And sometimes they'd be overstocked, but they were overstocked because they were selling so goddamn many. There'd be like 20 kids in the same fucking aisle looking for toys, and they'd actually be buying a bunch. So it was a totally different thing. The overstock from the 90s was because there was genuine demand and they just went overboard. The overstock in 2019 is because nobody likes the movie and nobody likes the toys associated with the movie nobody likes.
Well said.
and I'd add the true metric for this is I was in Target recently. I remember I took a video of the aisle just to see how overstocked they were, like, oh my God, like a year ago or 2 years ago. And it was a whole aisle that was Star Wars. And I just went back, like, I don't know, less than a month ago, and it is one little sliver of an aisle now. It's not even a full aisle anymore. The Star Wars section. It's literally like you can fit like 3 rows maybe on it. It's a sad decline.
It is. I was filming for the video that I'm talking about, and I went to 2 local Targets, and dude, it's just shelves full of Alden Ehrenreich Han Solo, Donald Glover Landos, and I shit you not, I go back to my GameStop every couple days because I'm looking for a Marvel Legends figure, and they always have the same Holdo on the shelves. It won't move.
But she was such an important character.
What do you mean?
Right. Yeah, she did such good work in that movie.
It's not the same one. They just keep selling them so fast.
Right.
That's what it is.
It's flying off the fucking shelves like when she took the wheel.
Force, take the wheel.
General Holdo, take the wheel.
Right. Remember when they tried to tell you that she was force sensitive?
That was so goddamn fun.
Sensitive.
That was, dude. I hate that bullshit because they release articles and they put these little inklings out, and it's like, oh, this is a thing. It's like, why didn't you put this in the fucking movie?
Dude, it's the hair dye. You dye your hair purple, and that dye.
Or the same shit. Or the same shit. It's like, oh, you didn't like the movie? Read the book because there's more in the book. Put it in the fucking movie.
That's why she wears a fucking a ball gown to the bridge because she's just so force sensitive.
Well, that's also why she couldn't be like, hey, that guy that I was talking shit about, he hasn't showed up in a while. He must be up to something. Nope, that's not force sensitive. That's sure shit. That's cause plot, baby.
or micromanaging.
She's the worst.
You must have Jedi reflexes if you're crashing into Star Destroyers.
Yeah, a woman's driving the starship and crashes. That
was the biggest thing. Was they were trying to push her as some big feminist icon. I'm trying not to read too much into the fact that the moment they let the chick drive, she crashes into something.
Yeah, it's like, that's not a good look. It's not a good look.
Not so much. And they do it twice. They do it with her, and then they do it even worse with the Asian chick driving.
Oh God, you're right. Oh God,
it's layered like an onion.
Right?
Or in this case, a potato.
We gotta kill him with love. Bitch, there is an AT-AT walker walking ass. What the fuck are you thinking?
Dion, that's a shit covered onion, okay?
Smell like onions anyway.
Servant of God 777 says R-rated Disney Nightmare Before Christmas a la H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh shit. Right. That would be some crazy shit to be down for that.
Some dead people tits hanging out and tortured people getting boned doggy style. It'd be a weird ass movie.
You know, whatever. What
style?
Oh God.
Don't waste your tears. It's a waste of good suffering.
Oh, dude. That'd be some shit.
We have Wonder that says, I'm pretty sure that there's an R-rated version of The Lion King. I believe it's called Hamlet.
Oh, God. No, there's one. I think it's one called Roar that was done back in the day. It was a movie that was taken with a family. Yeah, that's what it was. It's Roar, 1981. A movie that was filmed with a family who had a bunch of lions in on their land. And people kept dying, and people kept getting eaten. And
there's a YouTube channel that he does like I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but he does like little mini documentaries, and he did one on
Good Bad Flicks.
Yes,
okay. So you know what movie we're talking about? Like it's fucking weird. Yeah, it's a very, very strange movie. Yeah, watch that little documentary on it because I think I've seen the same one, and that's a crazy fucking movie. Like that movie is ridiculous. Like one of the cameramen, like a lion, like cracked his skull open, but while he was like in his head, like the lion chomped down at some dude's head and cracked his skull open, and they'd like staple it back together, and eventually, at some point, that guy died of brain cancer. It was the whole process of making the movie was dangerous. It was just horrible.
Yeah, now you can pay good money in Vegas to see Siegfried and Roy reenact that.
Hey, there you go.
He was trying to protect him.
By mauling his face off.
Thunder Robot says a female hit woman who becomes a nanny as a cover to get her target. That's an R-rated Mary Poppins.
Yes. That actually sounds pretty dope.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'll watch that.
That actually sounds like it could be a good movie.
She goes, a spoonful of sugar keeps the medicine down. It's just a fucking 9mm with a suppressor on it. She fucking shoots the kid in the face.
She calls it sugar and kisses it and goes, sweet. There we go.
Yeah, she takes the wig off the kid, and it's like a 47-year-old Russian guy.
Yeah.
With a beard. It's like, how'd I miss that?
Yeah, exactly. Like, do that.
Starring
Do that,
Famke
man.
Janssen.
Fucking Dick
I'm
Van
there.
Dyke. Dick Van Dyke is her fucking rival assassin, former boyfriend.
No, man, steer
Oh,
into
dude.
it. Go full Angela Lansbury. You know, she could be a spoonful of sugar and lets the medicine go down. She's poisoning their Powerade with antifreeze.
Nice.
I'm saying.
I'm done with all of this.
Let's see. Uriah Wright. Sorry. Chano Cyber 9 Avila says, what's a better film idea? A live-action Gargoyles trilogy or Jackie Chan Adventures, with Jackie being uncle?
Jackie Chan Adventures. I love
Yeah.
that show. Gargoyles was dope, but give me a live action Jackie Chan Adventures. Shit.
All right.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, Jackie Chan would be awesome to watch for 2 hours. I'll be down with that.
You could do
Yeah, I
a
love
live
that
action
cartoon.
Cars remake, but it would probably be R-rated.
Was it just Days of Thunder?
That was an Asian driving joke. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Uriah Wright says, Racer, can you do the F.U. I was right dance?
not on camera, but I could definitely say, fuck you, I was right. Definitely say that.
Fireheart says, more Hank Hill, please.
Taste the meat, not the heat.
Okay, what's your favorite episode of King of the Hill?
Oh God. Maybe the one with the hippies where they're like,
Oh, and
would
Bobby
you please give me
gives her
some
the food?
money? And he says, no. She says, fascist.
My favorite one is Dale at the gun club.
or the one where he has the ass implants.
yes, and he races.
We're here, no rear. Get used to it.
Jeez.
Butane is a bastard gas.
Scarfy the Strange says, RazörFist, what are your thoughts on Battletoads, old versus new?
I haven't played the new one, but I love the old one. I was way into Battletoads back in the day. It was nice to have that many beat 'em ups back in the day. Unfortunately, that's just a dead genre. I don't know why. It could theoretically work nowadays, but
It should.
you know, I
Especially
mean,
with
you
the,
have stuff every
visual
now and
server.
then, but it's mostly like retro, like Castle Crashers or whatever. It's kind of retrosploitation instead of like new beat 'em ups that are in 3D and actually like AAA. That'd be kind of interesting.
Because I bought the Capcom arcade something.
The
not too long ago for
Capcom
the
beat 'em
PlayStation.
ups collection.
Yes,
Oh, I love it. I played
that
it
was so
too.
much fun. I beat what is that? Final Fight Part 1. I beat that in like 29 minutes or something, but it was great. Gotta love those unlimited continues.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. RazörFist. On topic says RazörFist. Thoughts on getting owned by Kyle Kalinske? Who's that?
What? No, no, that was just a debate I had. I mean, if people think I was owned, then I was owned. But it was one of the many debates I've had on that fucking channel. I can say I didn't challenge him to do a debate. I was asked to. It wasn't like people kind of paint it like I stepped to him or something, but I didn't. I was asked to because Drunken Peasants didn't have a guest for that week or something like that. So I don't know. I don't really get to make that determination.
Fireheart says, have any of you watched Swamp Thing or Doom Patrol? If so, what do you think?
I was watching it.
The original Swamp Thing?
No, the
I
new
think they
one.
mean the
new one that's on
DC,
DC, yeah.
universe one.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't watched either of those.
Doom Patrol was pretty funny. I haven't watched Swamp Thing though. It looked pretty silly, but
I'm sorry, Fireheart.
I still can't believe the bullshit that happened with that. That was funny as hell.
it was. But Brendan Fraser being back and playing the robot is awesome.
God. Yeah, with Swamp Thing, North Carolina screwed up the paperwork and didn't pay them their $40 million back. They only paid them 12. Nobody's gonna film there again.
Nope, because that made them quote unquote cancel Swamp Thing, right?
Yeah. Because they couldn't get they couldn't get the money back in the tax return. So yeah, that's it. It's over.
The Smoky Files says Razor review games he didn't beat. Check trophies.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. Oh, on what? What is he? Was he even talking about?
I have no clue. I just literally read the words. Razor review games he didn't beat. Check trophies.
I mean, I don't know how you would know. I game on like 5 different platforms.
I'm gonna review Smash Brothers.
They
You can
throwing
never beat that game.
some shade at you there, Razor. What the fuck is all this about?
I don't know. I do game streams, every week. So if chances are when I review something, I stream it the same week or the week before or after or something. So I don't know what the fuck they'd even be talking about. These are just fucking shrieking drama queens. Who gives a fuck?
Fireheart says, do you have a character that you use to wish that they would do more with, but now you would be worried if they would do a modern SJW interpretation because the writers got a hold of them? For me, it's Icon from DC. They would never let him stay a Republican.
Yeah, no shit.
Mr. Bean. I think they'd fuck him up.
Yeah, they'd make Mr. Bean Mrs. Bean.
Yeah. And instead of going on goofy misadventures and getting the upper hand somehow, he'd be at marches and rallies for equality.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? We should pitch it to Ron Atkinson. It's like do funny stuff at those marches and just be like go to the wrong march or something like that and just do dumb shit. I'd watch that.
It'd be Mrs. Strumming the Bean.
I'd watch that. That's fine.
Right.
Pretty sure that was an actual march too.
I think I've actually seen the videos.
I'm trying to think of a character. I used to want them to do more with I used to want a Legend of Zelda movie, but in today's climate, it would suck. So.
Oh yeah, that's the problem. Is
They wouldn't do it right.
That is the eternal paradox, isn't it? Watching like an old movie that just kicks 17 shades of shit out of you while you're watching it, you're just like, holy shit, this is awesome. I want a sequel. And then remembering, oh shit, it's 2019. It'd suck. There's no way it would not suck. Like I had never seen, somebody just mentioned Dick Tracy. I had never seen Dick Tracy until like a few months ago. I was like, this is awesome. I'd love to see. No, actually, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be Dick Tracy, it'd be Tracy Dick, and it'd be a female cop.
Yeah, that's
It'd
true.
be Inside Out Dick Tracy. He'd be he'd be on hormone pills.
Oh my god. By the way, I love Dick Tracy. I love that movie.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So much fun.
I haven't seen it in probably 20 years plus.
Oh, dude,
Madonna's literally only good movie.
yeah.
You like that movie where she's stranded on an island? Don't lie to the audience.
Oh yeah, totally. Guy Ritchie and Swept Away. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Got my
Dude, I
fucking
fucking love
Timbers
Dick
and a
Tracy.
Timbo, man.
I used to have all the toys and everything. It was great.
Oh god, I used to have the watches.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
What do you think, or how do you feel that we live in a world where you can have a Dick Tracy smartwatch and it works just like in the movie?
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Those comics are what? When did they happen? In the 50s?
40s.
Oh god,
30s, 40s.
30s.
Oh
40s.
wow! So it's been it's almost been that's long ass time.
you can watch a good video. It's called Comic Tropes. This is the name of the channel, and he has a Dick Tracy video. Nick, you should
I
check
definitely
it
will.
out.
I'll definitely check it out.
World class beep boop shitter says beep boop beep beep bop boop beep sausage.
You forgot moist.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I haven't beat
Mark's-
booped at all tonight.
Yeah, I'm the one. I'm the guilty one.
Oh.
You're the beat booper.
Mark C says the Rebel Force Radio guys do a Bond podcast. There you go, folks. If you're looking for more James Bond content, there you are. Nightwish fan 1991 says the definition of insanity. This summer alone has been a total boom for movies, right? Right?
Jeez.
Terminator Dark Fate is going to be a hit, right? Right?
This has probably been the worst summer of movies in recent years, honestly. I mean, it's been really fucking bad. Even the Hollywood themselves is complaining about the money they're not making. Like they're missing a lot of money that they were going to make.
Was it last year or 2016 where they set a record for lowest summer box office and like
It was 2015. It was 2015. the summer of
Gee.
2015. That's when it was.
I
know,
mean,
Nick-
that's just awful.
Nick, it was weird. Remember you sent us an article that said 2019, the year whatever collapses.
Well, it was supposed to be it was 2018, but then I
okay.
saw. But yeah, but I mean, it was close enough because it was the next year. But I mean, yeah, we're seeing it now. We're seeing it now, and you know, we're constantly seeing people not go to the movies and not do this because everything is, you know, this bullshit that's just like, man, this doesn't look fun anymore. Yeah, I've seen Terminator 2 before and it was awesome. I don't want to see this new shit anymore. So, you know, it's just the way it is.
Yeah, I want to go to the movie, but there's nothing there for me. I mean, I saw Spider-Man. Yay, that's it. You know, I saw it out of an obligation to the character. There's nothing else out there that excites me right now.
No, I mean, there's a good bunch of horror movies coming out this year and this summer that are, you know, pretty good. Child's Play was entertaining. It wasn't good. It was entertaining. Scariest Stories to Tell in the Dark is going to be good. Hopefully.
Okay, I'll see that. When does that come out?
I want to say in the next month or so, or the next little bit, because it's coming out this summer. I want to say.
You know, you were talking
Comes out in August.
about your rock statue and his big fucking sculpted buttocks, and he signed on for like one of the only movies I'm kind of looking forward to, which is Doc Savage. He signed on for that like a year and a half or 2 years ago. I think he's perfect for that role, but I haven't heard a fucking thing about it since.
Dude, I'm still waiting to hear about his movie Spy Hunter. Okay.
Right.
2002.
Yeah.
The car Spy Hunter?
Yeah. Remember the game came out with him in it?
God damn, dude.
Fun game.
The game had him in it driving the car. The movie never fucking came out.
Jesus
The Doc
Christ.
Savage movie could be cool because is there something like, is there an adaptation of Doc Savage like from the 70s?
Oh
or
yeah, in the
earlier?
70s. Yeah, it's not completely unwatchable, but it's definitely not optimal.
Listen, I think I saw that in college.
Yeah, it is what it is, but it's a product of its era. Obviously, with like a kind of a fantastical pulp character like that, you could do a hell of a lot more now, technologically, if nothing else. Plus, you could give him a vagina, which is, you know, great.
I feel like they should give The Shadow another chance.
Right? I think, I mean, the 94 film is underrated, but I think a new movie, if they made just kind of a crime film and then dropped him into it, would be really good. But they probably wouldn't do that, unfortunately.
No, he could maybe exist as like a 6-issue limit, or not 6-issue, a 6-episode limited thing on Hulu. That could be cool if they were to do something like that.
I
too.
agree. Like Amazon Prime would be kick-ass. Not so much Netflix. Netflix is kind of out of the big, expensive original series business now, I think. Or at least it seems like they're transitioning away from it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Hulu would be good because Hulu's got some weird deals going, like weird deals with other production companies. Like they have the one with Blumhouse where every month they make a new horror movie, you know, for them, and I think they started last October, so they're still going on. But they did, what was it? They did the Stephen King show on there. What was it?
Which one?
Netflix?
They did a bunch of them. They did 11-63.
It was Castle Rock. Thank you. Yeah, that's what it was. Castle Rock.
More than anything, like I feel like one of the reasons Hollywood seems like it's running out of ideas is it used to be like in the 30s, 40s, 50s, got even up until the 90s. One of the big examples of source material for movies was always something literary. It was either a book or as a pulp or it was a something, right? There's a lot of pulp adaptations in the 30s and 40s and what have you. Now it's just comic books, which is fine. But that's going to peter out. I mean, we're past the 10-year mark on even the current wave of those movies. And we're even farther than that if you count, you know, X-Men and Spider-Man, you know, at the turn of the century or whatever. I think they should start pulling from, you know, book characters. I mean, look, the subject of today's episode and stream is all James Bond. How many Bond novels are there? I forget the exact number, but it's several. And that's one of the reasons the series has gone on for 25 fucking movies. Because it took a long time to even work through all the source material. I think there's still like 3 or 4 stories that haven't been adapted, but they're all short stories. But like you were talking about The Shadow. The Shadow's got fucking 300 something novels. You could literally make movies forever. You can make, if you were doing a TV series, you could have one of those pulps be an arc for a full season. You know what I mean? There's a whole wealth of material, especially in the pulp era, that you could just draw from in perpetuity, and they're not doing it. It's like they just want to kind of milk the same fucking thing over and over again.
Yeah. Well, there was one I guess audiobook I got done listening to recently called Futuristic Violence in Fancy Suits by David Wong. That is fucking violent as shit.
Yeah.
But they would make such a good movie show or any sort of like material like that. It'd be great for that. It's primed for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For some
it'd be
reason,
awesome.
they've just gotten away from books. It's odd.
I mean, they're still pulling from here and there, but not as much as they used to. They're not doing that anymore. Because I remember that as well. Like during the
Right
90s and into the early 2000s, they were still doing it, especially with Harry Potter.
Unless it's 50 Shades of Fat Chick porn, then they'll adapt the fucking book.
God, those damn movies.
Well, they made money. That means
They
they're great,
did.
right?
They did. They made their money back because they didn't take a lot to make. So you're basically just making wife porn is all you're doing. So
Yeah, if these movies were made in the 90s, they would have starred Shannon Tweed. Let's just say that.
Modalicious says, Razor, what's your take on Borderland Auschwitz?
What?
I don't know.
I have no idea what you're talking about. If he's talking about the Borderlands series, I've only played it a little bit.
Because Modalicious is definitely not a troll on our channel. I just don't know what he's talking about.
I have no idea.
Mark C says, love French comics. Just finished a complete collection of Valerian and Laureline. What an amazing series.
Yeah, it's a shame what happened with the movie. Although I didn't hate the movie. It had good things about it too. But it definitely wasn't as good as The Fifth Element.
yeah, I mean,
I watched it. I thought it was just okay.
the guy who did Fifth Element did that one, right?
Yeah, and The Fifth Element was loosely inspired by Valerian.
Okay, yeah, because I watching it, I felt a lot of Fifth Element vibes from it, and I was like, okay, I can get down with this, and like it was good. I liked it. It was just like it's one of those things that was very, very dense, and they should have done a little bit more backstory with it.
They did. They tried to do too much.
Yeah, and I mean, even Fifth Element didn't have a lot of backstory, but it was enough to just be like, here's the story, here's what it is. I guess they boiled it down to something extremely simple.
Mhm.
And that's what kind of helped them along, because like it's a very simple backstory. It's like, oh, these stones help the like in so many years there's going to be something that takes over the world that's evil, and we're going to come back with the stones. All right, see you later.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what it is. Like it seems like that was also the problem I think with Jupiter Ascending. You had so much story that you couldn't put it in there, and I think that's the problem. Like they keep dumping these dense stories on people, and they're like, well, why does the movie doesn't do good? It's like, well, because simplify the story and then make it. Like don't just dump all this information. Like don't make half your movie the information dump, the other half what's going on. It doesn't work. I'm sorry.
Right. That was the thing. Like I just, more than anything, it was mainly like maybe hand me one of those fucking virtual reality visors they got there, because apparently that's the only universe where Rihanna can actually act. The bitch who needs 17 songwriters to repeat the word umbrella for 90 minutes. She's got the fucking Harvard brain power. Gotcha.
Jeez. Yeah, even that shit's dumb. It's like, why are you putting her in this movie? She can't act.
It was a total distraction, that whole thing.
Of course. But even then, it's like
you meet her and kill her in the same 10 minutes, and you're supposed to honestly give a shit when she dies.
Yeah, it's dumb. But I mean, the trailers for the movie were really good, and I did kind of like it. But it's just like, man, this isn't like Fifth Element level good, where it's like I watch it every time it's on TV, and I own it on like almost every format kind of thing. Like, this is different.
It wasn't unwatchable. I had fun in the movie theater when I watched it, but I agree. It's not like an ageless classic or anything.
Yeah.
Do you think it has to do with the casting?
Yeah, definitely.
I don't like
probably
the one broad with the sod farm eyebrows, whatever the fuck.
Oh, Cara Delevingne?
Yeah.
She's a model. Why the fuck is she acting?
Yeah, fucking the unibrow going like carve a fucking flesh moat between those things. Lady Jesus. Get a DMZ going there.
Our friend Alejandro Flores Abar says, check the tweet I sent. I'm Swift Speed 100. We did see it about the James Bond, another guy, how he has the passion for 007 like I do.
Right.
I saw Nick saw it too.
Yep, I saw it.
Because I saw that you gave it a like. I was like, oh, Nick has been here.
Yep.
DJ Nutsack, great name. This might be off the topic, but what do you guys think about the announcement of the Warhammer 40K TV series?
Also, side question, DJ Nutsack, do you use your Nutsack on the records?
And do you do parties, and can we hire you for Bullshit Fest 97?
Yeah.
DJ Nutsack.
Obviously, this is for World Clash Bullshitters Bash 97 in 2097. So we're planning ahead, really far ahead.
We love you guys. We want to continue to entertain you till we're all dead.
Yeah,
So,
and then a little bit past that.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna become holograms. We're gonna go on tour together.
Yeah, we'll be like Tupac,
or that episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about the Warhammer 40K show, guys. Have you?
I just heard that it got announced. Outside of that, I don't even think they have a whole lot of information on who's gonna direct it and be in it yet. But I guess I hope it does well. But those last property that they turned into a movie didn't do all that well.
Oh, you mean Warcraft?
Yep. So, good luck with that shit.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Remember when the CGI in that film was going to change the world? Remember that?
Nothing changed.
I forget what the exact IGN headline was, but it was like, how they made CGI look exactly like real life. I was like, what the fuck real life are you walking around in?
I hate those fantasy so fucking much. It's like... it's like, why are you doing this? We're gonna see it and know that you're lying and be really pissed off and never read your shit again.
Right,
you're fucking yourself in the end.
Oh.
Let's see. Nightwish Fan 91 says Snoke totally paid off in the grand scheme of things. He wasn't so totally pointless that they have to drag Palpatine's corpse back or anything.
Nope.
That's right.
Who would have thought J.J. Abrams takes the helm and we have another rehash? Surprise!
Oh god.
No, guys, that was always the plan. Duh.
His old hipster goggles himself.
Damn, are J.J. Abrams and Tommy Wiseau the same person? What the fuck?
Don't put that on Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah,
no,
dude, fuck you for that.
All right, fine, Tommy Wiseau. We love you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you damn best take that one back.
I'm fed up with this, Nick.
Yes.
Grand Inquisitor says, love y'all, no homo. All of y'all's content is great, never disappoints. Razor, give us more content, please. I need my fix, man. I needs it.
I got a new video coming out either tonight or tomorrow morning.
Sweet.
By the way, Grand Inquisitor, I got your email.
Right on.
Hello?
What?
Oh, it keeps cutting out on me. Shit. Damn it, Google. The Hangouts replacement better be amazing.
Right? He's got Venezuelan internet over there.
Dude, thanks, Ohio. I'm so proud to be a,
Ohioan
part of the state.
Proud to be an American.
Let me try something real quick, and you guys talk about the next super chat. WCW2793 says, "Hey guys, sorry I'm late. I had an indoor pistol match tonight. I just wanted to say that I enjoy the channel, so keep it up." Talk about indoor pistol fighting for a moment.
Well, thank you. And by indoor pistol match, do you mean like you were fighting somebody and you're like in a gunfight inside?
Yeah, were you in an actual gunfight, buddy?
Or by pistol, do you mean your penis?
Yeah, I mean that could be a thing too. We don't kink shame on this channel.
Most pistol fights I've seen have been on Investigation Discovery.
Oh God. Here's the funny thing about that. A lot of those reenactments are all shot in Knoxville, Tennessee.
And the other funny thing about that, he actually watches Investigation Discovery.
Yeah.
The other funny thing about that is that a lot of those Investigation Discovery, like criminal like shows, like I Was Betrayed and Murdered by My Friends things, are all Canadian productions.
Right.
And even funnier is everyone's mother-in-law watches them.
Yeah.
It's weird how those shows have like a really high female fan base. It's strange.
Yeah, I'm transitioning into a soccer mom, actually.
I mean, again, we don't kink shame, but you do you and watch your episodes, man. You know,
Hey,
your rocks off.
we will try to interrupt you during your stories. Okay.
look, they can't give us a good unsolved mystery, so we got to watch. Who killed Debbie from down the cul-de-sac.
It's always the boyfriend, and it's always a 22 pistol. Next.
Yeah.
Wow, that's funny.
Every time. God damn it.
Oh god, that's
Small
hilarious.
caliber. Yep. Coming this time, when your mother-in-law comes over, just get prepared to make sure that the fucking Discovery ID channel is working.
Wow.
Give Karen the remote and you can get on with your life.
Oh god.
I'm gonna watch porn in the bathroom. I'll see you in about 25 minutes.
Well, South Park did an entire episode about investigation discovery. It called it murder porn. It was rather entertaining.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. I have friends who work for the reenactment stuff, and it's a horrible fucking job. Some of the things they got to do is just appalling.
Tell us more off air.
Oh well.
Chain of Cyber 9 Avila says Mary Poppins, the professional.
I mean, I'd buy that for $1.
I mean, that could be good. That could be completely awful. Either way, I'd watch it.
Yeah. Mark C says, I need a Hank Hill battle with Overlord DVD and Razor. We can arrange that.
Yeah.
We can make that happen. Anything for you guys.
Hello?
Dead air.
Battletoads, but that E3 Titans Go of game.
No, he's freezing.
Oh, damn it. Am I back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Scarfy the Strange says, I used to want a new Battletoads, but with that E3 trailer, it made it look like the Teen Titans Go of gaming.
Right.
That trailer was terrible.
That's pretty bad.
Very good.
Chano Cyber 9 Avila says, I would love / hate a Carmen Sandiego film, 90s version.
I would actually love that a lot.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I used to watch both iterations of Carmen Sandiego like religiously. I love that show.
Wait, wasn't there like the game show as well?
Yep.
That was the first one.
And it usually came out right after Bill Nye the Science Guy.
That's what it was. Yeah. Okay. All right. That game show. Oh my god, the game show's weird.
Patty Larceny.
That's who it was. Oh man, that was fun.
Liz Thigpen was the chief.
Mm-hmm.
She did.
She was in Warriors.
Yep. All the way to Coney, babies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mark C says, forget a Dwayne Johnson Doc Savage film. I want to see Bruce Timm do an animated movie.
Hey, I'd take it. I'd take Bruce Timm shadow film first, I think.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, it would be. Get that Art Deco Batman the Animated Series look going on.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Man.
I'm down with that.
The Smoky Files says, Hollywood is fine. Look at the MCU. It is good.
Okay, that's one. You have one example. Calm the fuck down. A broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah, what's up?
Not only
more
that,
more evidence to support your statement, please.
Well, I said this before. I think I did a video about this actually, about kind of the beginning of the end of superhero movies. Because look, all trends eventually play out, right? It's not if, it's when. But I was talking, if you look close enough, there are actually a few red flags. I mean, a few years ago, every single Marvel film was not just a hit, but a massive hit. The last, 3-4 years, about 3 years, we've gotten the first Marvel movies that have been, it was okay. It was like a success. It was like barely a success. You know what I mean? You've gotten your Ant-Mans and your whatever. Movies that were like second tier, that didn't quite set the world on fire the same way Avengers did every single fucking time. We didn't have that before, right? Every fucking Marvel movie that came out was a massive, like, world-rending goddamn success. So there are slight red flags here and there. It's signs that it's at least slowing.
Especially now after a little ditty called Captain Marvel.
No shit.
God,
that train has left the goddamn station.
Still,
and it's gonna blow Metropolis the fuck up.
God, I still find it fucking hilarious how there's so much push and so much bullshit for that movie and it had nothing to do with the plot. But Ant-Man and the Wasp had way more to do with the plot.
Yeah.
And that made nowhere near the money that it did. It pissed me off.
But again, Ant-Man and the Wasp, we talk about it all the time. With Captain Marvel, and then even with Far From Home, Ant-Man and the Wasp at least didn't show the fucking kicker of the movie, the reveal of the movie in the fucking trailers. I mean, you knew what had happened, and you knew that the snap had happened, but you're like, fuck, is this before the snap? Is it after the snap? Then the news kind of came out that it was right before. It's right after, not right after, but supposed to be between Civil War and Infinity War. And then the movie ends, and you're like, wait, what the fuck? And then boom, the goddamn after trailer is the snap. And that was done the right way, right? That's how that should have been done, as opposed to fucking Captain Marvel just shoehorned in there, as opposed to the Far From Home where they reveal that fucking Spider-Man is back, so you fucking know that he's alive. You know that they somehow beat Thanos. So they almost sabotage the stakes, and it's frustrating because clearly Ant-Man and the Wasp did it right and didn't showcase that in terms of the money it made, which like you said, it pisses me off too.
Yeah, it's dumb bullshit.
Let's see. On Topic says Lion King will make $1 billion. Suck it.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I don't think it will, buddy.
Doesn't make it good.
Unless they triple the price of fucking tickets, that ain't gonna happen, my friend.
So he paid us $2 for that. So when it doesn't make $1 billion, would you pay us the difference between your estimation and your super chat?
Ooh.
Yeah,
I think
you'll
that's
have to
fair,
ask mommy
sir.
permission to use the credit card.
Also, how long are you saying it's going to make $1 billion? Like it's going to make it in like Marvel time, like in a couple of weeks, like in 3 weeks or something, or is it going to make it over the period of 6 months or something?
Are we going to combine the box office with the original Lion King?
Oh,
and its
yeah,
re-release?
and also, are we going to combine the domestic and the foreign and make it $1 billion like you did with Captain Marvel, like that bullshit?
Are we going to do it to where we also combine ticket sales from the Broadway play?
Yeah.
Yes.
How many of you guys
All
went
of
and
it.
saw Lion
All of
King
it.
in theaters?
I
did not.
did not.
I mean,
I saw
the
the re-releases. I didn't see when it was originally in 94 or whatever, but when they re-released it for the Blu-ray and put it back for the anniversary, I went and saw it.
One of the things I find really interesting about how successful it was is a lot of people forget it was like a double feature technically. It was one of those movies that had a short film in front of it. There was like another movie that played ahead. Yeah, which is really interesting because that wasn't really a thing that happened a whole lot at that time, like in the 90s. So the fact that it was successful was like doubly important because it was on top of that. It was like a weird kind of anachronism at the time when it came out.
I just had it on tape as a kid, and I watched it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Boag says, thought on the arson attack on Kaio Ani Studios.
Maybe they
I vaguely heard about it. I didn't hear a lot of details.
I don't know. They thought it was a nice facility.
I do say it's terrible that you would arson, burn down an anime studio and 23 people died.
Yeah, that's a little much. Like I don't know why you do that. That's doesn't make sense.
We do not condone arson
or any violence.
Yeah.
Modalicious says $5 to answer your question. The AOC bungle of inconvenient facts regarding the border, Ellis Island, the concentration camps, or rather the AAD HD camps.
Reagan in a landslide.
Yep.
I don't even know. Sorry. Servant of God says R-rated Disney crossover. Tron meets Doom-style demon invasion in both worlds.
Oh, fuck yes.
Hey,
sign me up. I think Servant of God came up with the best original concept of the evening.
That sounds to me like Far Cry Blood Dragon the movie.
Is that the one where you play not Michael Biehn?
Yeah. Okay. Rex Power Cult.
God, what a name. If a name could have an erection, that's it. Right
that'd be it.
John Dracup says, keep up the great content, guys. Thanks,
buddy.
WCW 2793 says, ha ha ha, no gunfighting. It was a USPSA, United States Practical Shooting Association match. They're nationwide and a lot of fun.
Nice, man.
That sounds pretty cool.
Okay, When you told us that, I was like, what are you exactly talking about?
I kind of had an idea. That's where he was going with it, but I figured we could have more fun with it the other way.
He's secretly John Wick.
Oh, all right.
Oh, shit. Do you have a dog? Because I do not want to fuck with it.
Thank you for the super chat, Keanu.
I think just having this conversation, we're already banned in California.
We've been banned in California. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Watch,
it's
we'll go for
Oregon.
Star Wars Celebration. They'll be like, sorry, guys, you can't come in. State's closed. Moose out front should have told you.
The hardest thing when we're there is going to be finding like real burgers and fries. That's going to be the hardest thing.
Yeah. I want my In-N-Out. Fireheart, finally. Thank you very much. R-rated Disney roofie beauty. They'll stay closer to the original. The prince has sex with the princess in her sleep. She wakes up to do the pain due to the pain of childbirth. Is that how the story goes?
Oh my god.
I don't know, man.
mean, I
but
think that's
just
the
reading
grim
that, we're
story,
now
yeah.
banned all over the Northeast.
Yeah.
I say R-rated Pinocchio film. Just make it Puppet Master.
Ooh.
Oh,
Come here, bitch.
do you want to hear what the somebody did an R-rated Pinocchio the other day on the channel? Check this out. It was R-rated Pinocchio. The good fairy sits on Pinocchio's face and tells him to lie.
Oh.
Brought to you by Brazzers.
Yeah. And Blue Chew.
Folks, you would have
Oh my god, that's fucking awesome.
So we have reached the end of our very, very, very long podcast.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
It's been a
that's
special podcast.
So, folks, what we're going to do for our patrons is Kendo, Nick, and I, we're going to do our commentary tomorrow night. We'll just record after hours after that because everyone has to be up for work, and it's not going to be a good show. So we'll make you wait one day. I'll make sure we get you the video, the 30-minute Horror Hound video for our video tiered patrons. And you guys will have that to watch tomorrow until we record. And I'll be back with a ton of stuff this week. I got a list of videos planned out. So we've seen the huge channel upsurge. We're going to just gonna continue to ride it out. So RazörFist, plug your channel. Tell people what you got coming up next.
Yeah, I got a couple of videos coming out. Actually, I got a video that has been long in the making, where just got a political video coming out, and then and that'll probably be tonight or tomorrow. I got a kick-ass fucking multiplayer RazörFist arcade stream that I'm gonna do probably tomorrow evening. And God, I got too much shit. I do a DS9 review series, a Star Trek Deep Space Nine review series. So I'm gonna be recording more of those and putting those the fuck out. I mean, I just got shitloads of stuff to do. So RazörFist will return in Wombraker.
Watch his stuff. It's good. I like it.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you, sir.
We actually had 2 more super chats rolling. Dion's Special Horse says, "Hello, my friends. I am Dion's Special Horse. Throughout this journey, I shall guide you. I will also teach you about why Funko Pops are gay."
Hey, I wonder where that came from.
Don't trust that motherfucker.
Oh god.
We should have a contest to name Dion's Special Horse.
Rebecca.
I was going to say Biscuit, but okay.
Little buddy.
Little buddy.
I'm okay with, how about Little Biscuit? I feel like
Little Biscuit.
Little Biscuit,
Yeah,
Dion's Special Horse.
Yeah, he's got his pound cake and Lena Dunham and his Little Biscuit horse.
You are a man of your time, Dion.
I try. Trendsetter in the very least.
And you hate me more now than ever. Finally, Alpha Terranema says R-rated direct-to-video Disney sequels for the movies they've already remade. Soundtracks by Viper. So we're gonna get an R-rated Aladdin: Return of Jafar.
Nice.
I'm cool with that.
We'll get a director's cut Allahu Akbar edition.
Oh my god.
Oh jeez.
Fucking Princess Jasmine's forced to have a clitorectomy. Fucking
Oh god.
This is the spiciest episode of the show.
Oh,
I
you
know.
got that bottle handy. Oof.
wearing a headscarf,
Oh wait, hold on. We got one more. Servant of God 777 says R-rated Disney. Once Upon a Time meets zombies.
Yeah.
I'd love to see like a zombie outbreak take place at Disney World, and to see like the Disney act, the fake Mickey Mouse is just
God, that would be one hell of a movie. I'd pay some money to see that. That'd be fun as hell.
Mhm.
It's what Zombieland should have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, well, part 2 is coming out soon, but there's no trailer for it yet, which worries me.
It'll probably be out on Saturday.
Yeah, they fucking bring Bambi's mom back to life as a fucking zombie and shit.
Dude, oh my god, I would love there to be a zombie outbreak at Disney movie. That would be awesome.
Maybe we'll make that our 4th comic down the road.
Yeah. We get invited to Disney. We don't know why. We get there and we find out we're like trapped and it's turned into a zombie fest. And we got to kill all the characters. I thought it'd be cool.
That'd be awesome.
I can get down with that.
That's
Dion's special horse says Logan Michael is awesome and pops are gay.
Uh-huh.
I bet.
Yeah, I bet Little Biscuit would say that.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it all.
All right, so folks, this has been World Class Bullshitters, episode 181. We're finally back on the right train to correct episode numbering. Hold on. Dr. Coffinail says, Bad Bond number 12, always darkest before the kill. Thank you, Dr. Coffinails. I would like a list of these presented to me at Horror Hound, if you would. So, this is episode 181 of World Class Bullshitters. Every Thursday night, we take a dump on the world of pop culture. If you enjoyed this stream, make sure you give it a thumbs up and share it all over social media. If you're a big fan of the channel, come back tomorrow, watch our other videos. We're going to have all kinds of stuff coming in the following days. I don't have as many things planned as RazörFist. Oh, wait, I do. It's going to take a little bit because the production time is a little longer, but we're always going to be coming at you with another video. Fuck. Logan Michael, Dion's Special Horse has a super chat that says, I am Dion's Little Biscuit.
Yes, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Now we just need to count about his pound cake.
Oh. What if Lena Dunham is a pound cake? What flavor is she?
She's
mayonnaise.
she's more like a 225-pound cake.
Did somebody say mayonnaise?
Yeah, mayonnaise.
Well, she's your pound cake.
Fucking spicy as fuck.
Either that or McDonald's special sauce.
Szechuan?
Oh, don't do mac sauce like that.
Dion did. Why not? So, Nick, plug your other channel.
Yes, I run a channel called Real Independent Productions where we every Friday do a podcast on a new independent horror movie. This week, me and Kendo did one on a movie called Stitches from 2012, an Irish clown horror movie that we both love and talked about for a long, long time. Get on the channel, like and subscribe, listen to us tomorrow, and enjoy it. Also, real quick, I'm working with Richard Tanner on a movie called Mother Noose. What is it? It's Once Upon a Time Mother Noose. It's part 2 of his other movie. I'm doing camera work. I'm also going to direct a scene. If you want to know which scene, you got to buy the DVD once we do the crowdfunding. So enjoy that.
Better be a porno scene.
Yeah.
After the podcast.
Oh,
With Donna Pinciotti. Dion's Special Horse says her flavor is death.
oh. I figured it would be more like stale sour cream and shame.
Or cottage cheese.
God, stop it. It's late. I want to have good dreams tonight, not dreams.
Extra dry and crusty.
Extra sloppy for you.
That's how Dion likes her.
Dion, do you think Donkey Kong's the greatest video game ever made? Anyway, we gotta go, folks. It's 12:06 a.m. here, Eastern Standard Time. It's been a hell of a show. I'd like to thank RazörFist for joining us.
Yes,
I'd like
sir.
to thank. Hold on, crap. Chris Wicks, Bond title. You only come twice. Only twice, and twice is the only way to live.
Oh God.
Yeah, folks. So again, thank you guys for everything. We'll be back tomorrow night, or technically tonight. Modalicious. Here we go again. R-rated, Where the Red Fern Grows. The dog is from the Thing.
God damn.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Sign
Go
me
ahead.
up. Oh no, I just said sign me up.
Oh. Speaking of fucking movie news, what the fuck happened to that Michael Brown movie they were making?
Is that the Hands Up guy?
They were actually going to make a Michael Brown. Apparently, they had to shoot it, then reload, and shoot it again. That's what's taking so long.
Oh, damn.
Sorry. I'll go now. Now that we're demonetized in like 50 states.
We've now been banned in my home state of Missouri.
All right. Anyway.
Folks, thank you for watching. Like I said, join us for our Spider-Man stream. We're going to be drinking. It's going to be fun. We haven't done a drunk stream in all year, have we?
The last time we did any drunken stream was Halloween.
Yeah, so God, okay, almost a year, better part of a year. So folks, if you want to have some fun with us, If you don't drink, just watch the movie, play the game, and until next time. Oh, hold on. Alpha Terranema now says R-rated ice. Another one popped up. R-rated Ice Age starring Ice Cube in another family film.
All right. God.
Hey! Quit fucking off Korean Jesus. He's busy.
Yeah, no time for your shit.
Yeah. And Dion Special Horse wants us to know that pops are gay.
Thank you, Little Biscuit.
Michael. A Little Biscuit. Can it be spelled Lil apostrophe
Yes.
the biscuit?
He's
Yes. Little Biscuit.
He's an early 2000s rapper.
I would buy Little Biscuit's debut album, Party Boo.
Keep trolling.
What? Anyway, folks, thank you for everything. Oh, God damn it. Dion Special Horse again says, I'm Dion's very special horse.
Oh,
We all know what that means. Thanks, folks.
Yeah. Thank you, Little Biscuit. We appreciate it. And until next time, be excellent to each other.